everyone! Old School Pokemon here, back again with the Pokeflipz podcast, joined by my usual co-host, KetchumAllCollectibles Dan. And today we've got a special guest. We got Beerski joining us.
What up?
How are you both doing today?
Doing very well over here. How are you, Beerski?
I am doing extraordinarily well. Big things happening over on my end. Very excited to talk about it. Very excited to live it. Lots of stuff going on, man. Lots of stuff.
Yeah, so Nick was the creator of the thumbnail that graced this live stream. So,
Raymond, I'm sorry. That was not me.
I made a lot more
homies.
I made a lot more tame one that just threw some logos out there, and I popped that one up last night when I scheduled the stream, and then Nick just went for it. He went right in on it. So
kill shot.
I think most people will know who you are, Beerski, but if you want to give the little spiel, who you are, what you do, big things happening lately, a lot of things going on in the thumbnail, if you want to give a little explanation as to what's going on there.
All right. Beerski, I'm pretty sure most of you know or have heard of me. Big things happening. I once was an irons worker, and now I am not. We are off the wrenches, ladies and gentlemen. I am full-time Pokemon now. It sounds crazy in my ears to still hear that. It's awesome. I'm humbled by it. Like, there's so many different feelings that came with this, to be able to not do something I didn't like every day and make my hobby. I'm hitting my microphone. I'm sorry. And making my hobby my job. I am now one of the streamers with CNA Games and PokeChef 954. I'm streaming 5 days a week on the eBay platform. Catch us there. I'm probably going to stream when my stream schedule happens. It's going to be from, we got Pokemon Wonder in the house. What's up, Wonder? I saw you too, Ponga. I told you I'd say this. I love you, homie. He needed that. So, so schedule's probably going to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. After the next 2 weeks, kind of because how quickly things ramped up, kind of had to pick and choose my schedule a little bit more selectively. But soon I will have a dedicated time slots. Pretty exciting stuff. Mason's been streaming as well. He was streaming last night. He's got a pretty cool setup in the store. We're bringing BB on. Hopefully next week BB is going to start. Everyone knows who BB is. That's awesome. And then hopefully we get Chef in here full time too. I think he's trying to make that transition as well. Hopefully that's something that happens with the Chef. That would be amazing. But I'm going to spill some tea because I don't think most people know what's going on. I know Java kind of alluded to it in one of his Instagram posts. Pokemon Wonder and Jake Pokenomics are also involved in this little adventure that we're going on. They are part owners along with Sheffy and Mason. Very excited to see where we can take this. Check out for new branding coming soon. That's on its way soon as well. We also have Legend of Luke on board. He's also with us. You will see us at Card Party at the end of the month as a unit. Sans Pokemon Wonder. He's got some stuff going on. But yeah, dude, sky's the limit right now. I've never been more content at waking up at 7 o'clock on any day and having a cup of coffee on my front porch and then getting in to pack some orders and sell some Pokemon cards. It really is like a dream. I don't know. Like 2 years ago, I was kind of breaking into all of this, and to see how quickly things have ramped up in this hobby and how this boom has affected everything. It's still pretty like mind-boggling to me. I don't know. If you have any other questions, I will try and answer them to the best of my ability. There are some things I cannot divulge. There's some things I can. We have some big things in the horizon. So we're really looking to make an impact on the community as a whole, and the hobby as a whole.
Well, Ponga's looking to get in early. So how much to buy the whole company today on day 0?
$1 billion. I don't know. For Ponga, it's a B for sure.
Okay, so we'll see if he can scrape the change together to.
You just got to get him. You just got to get him to quit his daytime job so he can get that sweet tendies from KetchumAllCollectibles Incorporated.
Yeah,
I mean, I've told him if and when he ever wants to have a conversation,
he should have that conversation. Ponga, this is bliss, dude. This is so nice. all those people at work that you don't want to talk to, you don't ever have to talk to them again. You just got yourself and your camera, my man. It's there.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm coming up on 4 years pretty
That's
quickly.
wild.
4 years out, and I can't say that I miss anything. The people that I would have missed, I still interact with. I still engage with. It's like you don't have to lose them, right? The few people that I might miss from high school, I'm still friends with them today. Like you keep what you want and you get rid of what you don't want.
Exactly.
I guess there's some of that pesky chemical engineering stuff I don't really engage with too much. I guess I could go online and buy some beakers and buy some flasks and go crazy in my back garage if I wanted to, but not really something that I've felt the need to do.
I didn't even get to like leave a job. Like I was already off a job and like waiting to get back out there again. So I didn't even get like the satisfaction of being like, I'm done. Like that didn't happen. Like, so like getting that first live out of the way was awesome. Where can I submit my application? Support at PokemonWonderLLC.com.
That's actually a good question though. And I think with that, I'll ask, maybe that was a serious question too. I don't know if that was a meme question or a serious one, but like, can you walk us through a little bit how this happened? Like, obviously I'm pretty close with all you guys. I've heard some rumblings in the background, obviously, privy to a little bit of, insider information, but like Java puts all this stuff out there. I put all my stuff out there. You guys are a lot more, in the shadows.
We're a little mysterious.
Yeah, very mysterious over there.
Very, very mysterious.
So walk us through as much as you can, or as much as you want to share of your last 3 months or 3 days or 3 weeks, whatever time frame this happened over. Like how did you come to quit your job to do this and join this team?
It was something that was on my mind. Even when I was streaming with Shining Cards and Collectibles and Ray. I also want to take this time to thank Ray for giving me that opportunity to stream with him and build this craft and build an audience through the streaming world. Honestly, without that, I don't think I'd be in this position. He definitely went out on a limb to have me come. I think I had a conversation maybe for 10 minutes total. And he called me up the one day and was like, you want to do this? So I really want to thank Ray. I had talked to Ray about wanting to be full-time. Just what we weren't there yet, which is fine. Like, that's fine. Like, his brother's full-time for him. That's good. I'm happy for Dan. Like, that's good. We just weren't there. Everything happened fairly quick. I've been out of work for a while, ironworker-wise. Work's been very slow. Certain things are happening with the economy that just is making it that way. So work's been slow. I've kind of been in and out of work. So I've been waiting for something to pop up. I was actually looking to transition from ironworking to a sales role inside the construction world still, selling like HVAC equipment and whatnot through a rental company, which would have been a very cool job. It would have, served its purpose and done what it needed to do. But dude, it was like a 2-day timeline where all this kind of transpired. It was fast. I got a call from Ray one night, and Ray was like, I need to talk to you. And he started, he was like, listen, I just want to say, like, I'm happy to have worked with you. And I was still very much in the dark about everything that was going on. He said, you're going to get a phone call. He goes, I knew this was going to happen eventually. And it was like a very strange call to get a call from Ray in that regard, saying that I should expect a call from someone else shortly. And then the shortly after call was Wonder. And Wonder started going over everything with me, started talking about, some I wish someone would give me a phone call. started talking a little bit of the financials, started talking about what the grand plan was, what they were trying to accomplish with everything. And then kind of told me to, mull it over for the night. So I mulled it over. I talked to my wife about it that night, said something exciting was happening, possibly. He said, I'll be back at you in 48 hours or 24 hours with, what you're going to make hourly or salary or any of that kind of stuff. A few more logistical things. And then I made the verbal the next day. So it became, like I said, it was like a 2-day turn. Like, it was real fast. I know Chef had mentioned earlier that he was, I mean, obviously with Mason being in the streaming thing, I asked questions to Chef as everyone was asking questions, I assume. And he said he had some big stuff going on, and he wasn't kidding. So to be included in that is amazing. I thank Chef so much. I'm pretty sure Chef was my champion in some of those meetings. So thank you very much, Chef. I love you, dude. Yeah, 2 days time. And then, like I said, I accepted, I think it was Tuesday of last week. I said yes. And Thursday, I was driving to Charlotte, North Carolina to Wonders to pick up product. Drove home Friday and then kind of got ready over the weekend for the first show on Monday. Like that, it was quick. Like between the time I said yes to the time I was streaming, it was 1 week's time. So that was that timeline. Yeah. And like I said, I was looking at other things because I knew I didn't want ironwork anymore. I knew, listen, and my family's, I'm a fourth generation guy. Like that's a rarity in that business. And there's a reason for it because it just is brutal. And I'm just glad that I'm done with that. I'm not even going to say like, hopefully or anything. Like I'm done with that. Like we're going to make this work. This is going to be something. We're here to stay. And I feel very good about our prospects in the future. I feel very good about what we, our mission statement, so to speak, has to say about all of us. So I'm very excited for it. I think we're going to do well. And I think the sky really is the limit with what we can accomplish.
One thing I know, like Nick and I have been asked, it's been years for Nick and myself, but when we made the leap, you mentioned talking with your wife, talking with being a fourth generation ironworker. Did you talk with any of the higher generations of that? Like what's the general vibe from friends, family, all that stuff, quitting?
Nothing but support. My wife said something to me the other day. She's like, you're a great example to Layla, my daughter, because you can show her that if you go after something, you can literally work your dream job, which is an amazing thing. Like, and when she said that, that kind of made it really real for me. You're a natural in the space. So excited to see you take this. Thank you so much, Kiki. I appreciate you. Thank you for reaching out personally too. Full-timer Beerski is glowing. Thank you, Grimer. I am very much glowing. So hearing that, I had a buddy say the same thing. He goes, dude, like just you're working your dream job. And this really has become a dream job for me. I love interacting with the people. I love seeing all the product. Like there's not many people in the Pokemon space that gets to say they get to see 150 new cards every day that you're going through. Like obviously you got some duplicates in there and whatnot, but like we're seeing some cool stuff come through. You get to make people's days. I love the entertainment aspect of it. I've been saying all the time, like people are there for the cards, but they stay for the entertainment. So if you have an entertaining, good stream, they're there for it. And that's what you want. So that's where I'm at. I talked to my wife. Also shout out to all the sugar mamas out there. Dan is right.
Absolutely.
You need to have a good woman on your side. Sugar mama, she's a teacher as well. I have my ironworker insurance until the end of September, and then we go on her insurance. And that's really the only way this worked. If I didn't have her as my backdrop, my partner, like to help me with this, like it wouldn't happen. Like this wouldn't have happened. So we can keep the insurance up. Financials made sense just based on salary alone. The fact that I'm not driving 15 hours a week to work, save all the gas wear and tear on the car, save on like sanity, stress, just feeling good about yourself every day when you wake up, knowing that you got something cool to do. I didn't really talk to anyone in the ironworker space about it. They can be a sour lot that would like to poo-poo on the parade and don't want to see you do better than what's going on, because there is a lot of that, which is unfortunate. I did have one guy reach out, though, said, I think his exact words were "fuck turning wrenches." So I said, yeah, I was like, right on, man. Like, I absolutely agree. So yeah, it was really just a conversation between my wife and I. She knows how much I love this. When I presented her with the numbers, she said, go for it. And that's it. I mean, literally, I'm getting paid the same amount I got paid to ironwork. I'm selling cards on the internet and, minus insurance and stuff like that. But the insurance is taken care of, and the amount of, again, like happiness, like that. I know Dan says it all the time. I know Nick's mentioned it. Like me being happy is such a big part of that payment.
For sure.
Like a huge part of the payment. Like I can make the other stuff up. And again, we're just at baseline right now. Like we're literally at baseline. There's only room to grow. So what is ironworker salary now could potentially turn to 2, 3, 4x down the line. You never know what can happen. I have big hopes for this business and the venture we're in. So your body will get to deteriorate in new exciting ways. Probably better than the wrench though. Oh, you have no idea.
Have a good chair, watch your posture, all those things. Make sure you get out, stay active.
Yeah. That's why I mowed the lawn after I packed orders today. Got that done, got outside. So
there was one thing you alluded towards a little bit, but is there an employer-sponsored 401k plan? Quilly beat me to it.
So there is not currently, but I know stuff like that is in the works. This is very ground level stuff right now. I mean, the company literally launched 12 days ago. Our like fiscal year 2025 started June 1st. So that's where we're at. So we're building up towards that. They got it together. We're starting to make our push. Now's the time to put in that sweat equity and figure out how we can make this a success long term and just keep it going.
And I caught one thing you had said too. You mentioned like a specific number, 150 cards. We talked a little bit pre-stream, but you mentioned it just now answering that question. Is there like a rough format that you plan? Obviously, me, PK Ponga, Skya, even as well. We've got a thing going on over on Fanatics. Nick's got his thing going on over on eBay Live. We have relative like formulas that we run. We kind of let the stream take it where it's going to go. But I kind of copied Nick. We do a lot leaner on the auctions. We do a handful of auctions until the packs go. And then we go packs. Nick, do you do 100 auctions every time?
I do 120.
Okay, 120 auctions, and then you do pack rips sometimes till 6 a.m. What's your launching like? Well, one, platform, and then two, like what's your layout going to be? Obviously, probably subject to change if and when the demand shows something else, right?
Yeah. So right now we're slated at 150 auctions per stream. I run 20-second timers, not sudden and death. That time will come down as I get more comfortable with the way we run stuff. It's different than whatnot. It's specific. You know, Chef is the head stream. He's the lead guy. Like Chef is my direct boss. So I go to Chef if I have an issue. Like my second stream was a little weird. The flow wasn't there. Not to say that it wasn't entertaining and stuff, but he knew I was struggling. I was struggling a little bit trying to figure the flow out. I have a whole new setup in the room as well. I used to stream over here, and now I kind of moved it to my corner desk area. So space is a little more limited, but I could be, better with the space. So yesterday's stream was much better, but so Chef had some pointers for me, especially because I don't know his audience. I don't know what his audience is used to really. So having that phone conversation with Chef for 20 minutes in the morning led to an extremely successful show yesterday. So 150 auctions. We opened up pack rips around auction 130 to start getting people involved in that. It's something that we're building towards. We need to, I think, let the audience know, not do a better job. Just let the audience know that that's something that is available more often. Maybe put some things out, some posts on Instagram or something saying we're doing pack rips. Maybe we'll have some pack rip shows, but right now the baseline is 150. It feels good. You can get through about 150 auctions in less than 4 hours with the 20-second timer, having everything lined up, ready to go. Rip some packs afterwards. I haven't ripped that many, but we're getting there. First box I ripped was a Wild Force box, and I pulled the Raging Bolt. So the hot hands transferred over. Hot hands transferred over. It was a great first box. I couldn't be more happy with that box. So. But that's kind of the format now. Obviously, we're going to see where that goes. Probably trying to focus between the $10 to $50 single range is kind of where I feel like we're going in that direction. Obviously, we're going to have $1 to $5 cards as well at $50 up cards. That will happen. Which we have had all week. I've been sounding like you guys assemble a fire stream team. Thank you, Galaxy Shop. Yes, we have. Galaxy, let's start streaming. Wow. Can I join Pong? Wow, I'm pushing Dan right out. What's happening here?
You lost one of your streamers, Dan.
We're gonna be offering slabs. We've been offering slabs. We got some more modern stuff coming. So a little bit of everything. Pins, coins, jumbos. I got a whole booster box, like a 6-pack booster box full of jumbos back there that we're running through as well. So people like those, it's kind of just bringing a little bit of everything to everyone. See where we land. Obviously, I think each streamer is going to have a certain kind of audience as well, which I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, as it'll spread out the love, so to speak, instead of just doing the same thing for each. So I kind of like where that's going. So we're going to see what happens. It's like you said, very much in its infancy, but I'm very excited to get going. Like I said, obviously it already started. Today was a day off. Tomorrow I'm going live at 1 p.m. Chef goes live at 6. Pokemon Day on eBay. So we're trying to get that rolling. And then, so Chef and I will do 2 double days, Friday, Sunday. He's going to stream Sunday, and then I stream Sunday night from like 8 to whenever. Probably do 8 to 12, run some auctions, and if there's pack rips and stuff. But that's kind of where we're at.
Sweet. What about, are you going to be, well, you might not know. Are you going to be daytime or nighttime during the week?
So right now, I have daytime streams, and 2 nighttime streams. I think that's kind of what's going to stay.
Okay.
During the week, like Fridays, Friday will be a day. Thursday will be a day. I think BB's going to stream Thursday nights. Wednesday nights, Mason streams. So I'm off Wednesday. Tuesday, I'll stream during the day, and Monday, I'll stream during the day. So I'll have a back-to-back, a Sunday night into a Monday morning or Monday afternoon. But really only one night, Sunday night. So it's kind of an ideal schedule for me. Obviously, we'll work with each other. If someone needs a certain time frame, we can switch back and forth. Try and keep it, I think, as open as possible with that. But as long as we're hitting numbers and our, a lot of times, I think that's good. So I don't mind the daytime stream. I've seen what PK's doing daytime on Fanatics. It's definitely viable. You can make daytimes work. They just need to know you're there. And when you stream daytime, 3 other streamers are going daytime on eBay. Mm-hmm. That's daytime on Whatnot. There's 3,000 other streamers going. So it's a much more polluted pool. Like when you can go into that clean eBay water and just like breaststroke through it and not get hit in the face with seaweed and all, sewage and all that stuff. Like it's nice. So it's nice having people come in. We already are getting new followers. I got people that have been to every one of my lives already. So I'm starting to learn the customer base a little bit. It's cool. It's definitely cool. A whole new little adventure to work my head around.
That's awesome. I'll be curious to see how the daytime streams work. I've tried them. It's been a very long time since I've tried them, but I've tried them a few times, and it's tough going from like prime time night to daytime.
Yeah.
So like the viewership was decent, but just seeing like the decrease in viewership from nighttime to daytime, it was just depressing.
Well, that's why you have Thrifty, right, homie? That's why we got Thrifty on board now.
Yeah, exactly.
She can rock. She can slog through the daytime.
Yeah, exactly.
She'll be my direct competitor, though.
Oh yeah. It's no competition.
I know it's not. I know, and people have already been like, "Oh, you're going to take Nick down, and trying to take." I was like, "No, I'm not trying to do anything. What are you talking about? Like, what are we? We're all friends. Believe me, this pie.
Oh no, I meant it as it's no competition, as we're going to absolutely destroy.
Oh my God! Listen to you. You're brutal, Nick.
I wasn't saying it's friends.
First the thumbnail, and now just directly. I guess friends really do stab you in the front. Huh?
Nick's going for it. Nick's getting riled up.
All right. Well, we're enemies now, Nick. You just did it. Look how quick that happened.
It's really interesting to see, like, you're talking about the whole daytime versus nighttime, random one-off anecdotal data. But like on Tuesday, PK went live. He went live at 11 a.m. as he always does. He was live for 3 hours at 11 a.m. and he sold $5,000. He sold $5,000 between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. And then he went live at his normal 8:30 p.m. Eastern prime time slot. Like, it's a Tuesday night. It's not a crazy night, but he was live for 3.5 hours and he only did 3,700. So there are some random days where like our day stream, and it's not like, I think our brains like to go like, there's a data point, extrapolate into infinity. we're gonna go all in on Tuesday day streams because of that. That's not how it works. So, sometimes Monday night's hot, sometimes Thursday night's hot, sometimes it varies. And sometimes Tuesday he might stream for an hour and barely sell $700 worth of stuff. He'll just be running cheap $1, $2 singles, whatever. Really seeing the variance in all of it is interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I know that Tuesdays were rough on Whatnot for sure. I want to put every other streaming operation out of business. Well, Ponga, that's just, I take back my I love you from before. I'm going to claw it back from the interwebs and put it in my pocket. But yeah, Tuesdays were rough a little bit sometimes on Whatnot. Nick just hasn't realized he and the team will be with us soon enough. One of us. Yeah, resistance is futile, Nick. Just so you know, okay?
You're going to be trying to buy out all the competitors.
Oh, man,
there we go.
Great. Now,
there's a question on that.
Do you still think? Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't we be? Like, this is, like I said, I was just about to say, even though Nick came in and was extremely rude about it, the pie is really big. It's a big pie. And we all can take slices of that pie, and there's still a ton of pie left. Like
plenty
that's
to go around for sure.
There's plenty to go around right now. And I think even when we do see the eventual downturn, I think the people that are wailing in these shows right now, a lot of them, like they come back. Some of them will go, a lot will stay, and just continue picking up product. I think this is just something that people like to do now. I think this is part of like the ethos now. Like you come in, like you're part of Pokemon, like. Streaming is the thing. Like this is the big thing right now. So I think it'll always be there. It might not be the big thing forever, but I still think that it's there.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
No, I hate Beerski now. Thank you, Thrifty. I love you too.
I had missed this one early. Sorry, Allison Silverland, but appreciate the $5 super chat. Cheers on your success, Beerski. Ron Swanson is like my brother or Dan. Can't decide. Everyone is cool to me.
Thank you, Alice. I appreciate you.
A lot of questions coming in. Appreciate everyone bringing the questions. I am getting those started, and I will get to them eventually. This one was asked a while ago now. Stephen Kasoon wants to know, I guess, for you specifically, are you going to be like Pokemon only? Will the whole thing be Pokemon only? Are you going to touch Metazoo, Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, anything?
I have a box over there that is all like Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh dust and stuff like that will be thrown. Yeah. we'll be that face was great. Well, so it's not a lot of stuff.
Get rid of Bulk Mountain through you?
Huh?
Is Mason getting rid of Bulk Mountain through you?
No, he is not. He can stay. Bulk Mountain can stay in Kentucky, my friends. It can stay right there. But yeah, we'll do stuff like that. Obviously, Metazoo's on the table as well. Right now, though, I think the focus is Pokemon. That's kind of where everyone was at. Like the inventories that got integrated into the business are mostly Pokemon. So yeah, that's where we started with our stuff is pretty much primarily a Pokemon base.
If you're thinking about Metazoo, just watch one of Skaya's streams and you'll quickly turn away from Metazoo.
Oh man,
we've tried firing it up and it's no Pokemon for sure.
No,
I think it will. I think it will. You just got to grind through this next month or so until set 2 comes out.
Once the second set comes out and people literally have double the amount of product to open, that's going to make it so much nicer because as much as I love the first set, there's only so many times you can get hyped up about pulling a Sun Wukong alt art. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to keep that excited. Like, first couple times, it's awesome. Love it. But then it's like, okay, we're opening base set again. So that's kind of where it is. But that's to no fault of, Metazoo. There's really not much they can do about that until they get a few sets under their belts. The only other thing is I would like to see some more maybe ancillary products from them. They
do have the convention packs now.
And they have those, but maybe like 3-pack blister stuff with promos in them, things like that you can work through too, other than just the booster box itself. But I do still like the Poncho Chase. I think that's really awesome. I know there's going to be an alt art in the next boxes, or next cases as well. So stuff like that is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that idea. I've scrolled through some Discords. I've watched a couple YouTube videos. Some people are really anti that And I just don't get the arguments behind being against it. Sure, some stores will go through and they will crack all their cases and they will pull everyone out and they will charge a premium for them. But there's options to get sealed cases too. Like shout out to Hills Wholesale Gaming. Not like they need a shout out, but they're selling sealed cases right now for under $1,000. I think they're selling loose boxes for 80, 85, somewhere in there. Like
Ray sent me, I think 13 cases from Hills, 2 poncho boxes.
Nice.
I went through and I opened up all of them instantly. And I took pictures and sent them the poncho boxes, and the rest was history. So, yep. I mean, so you can still, like you said, you can still get them on the market. But also the people that are complaining about it are just complaining about it. Like there's just so much complaining in the hobby too anymore. And I think it's not the core group. It's just it's all the noisy outside of you know what I mean? It's just all the outside noise. Have
a good night, chef.
Got to go to my temporary chef job, but I'll run this back later. Catch you guys later. Represent Beerski. Got you, chef. Love you, buddy. Love you.
I tried commenting, have a good day, chef, and it got blocked for some reason.
Well, because he saw that you said that we're enemies. That's why. That's why. He instantly thought, all right, I see how it's going to be.
Steven wants to know, are you going to offer grading for polls on stream soon? And Chef said working towards that.
So Chef and I actually talked about this yesterday. I think it's something that I would like to personally offer on my streams. I think I have a pretty good percentage rate of 10s. I have a good eye of cards. Obviously, a customer's card, I'm going to take the time to really look over it, let them know what I think. But yeah, I think that's just another little wrinkle in the system to get you noticed. I know Nick does it. I don't know how that is. I can't see it being too much extra work. You're already sending stuff out, so why not add a few cards to a thing? You know what I mean? Especially like if you have dealer rates with CGC and stuff, you could just bulk send everything. You don't have to type it in anymore. You just type an extra number in. Like that's all it is. It's beautiful. So stuff like that is I think definitely necessary. It needs to be a full experience. It really does. Like you need to bring everything. Because if you don't, someone is. That's just kind of how it is right now. Like everyone's trying to carve their notches out in, eBay and whatnot, and Fanatics. And I mean, you got Radar working with Walmart right now, posting stuff on Instagram saying he's going to be at Fanatics in New York City when they do their Fanatics Con, talking to people about signing up for their live service. So it's very exciting. And when you got players like Walmart coming in with all that Walmart money, like, I think some crazy stuff's about to happen.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Haven't heard anything from Probstein on BYD since that original podcast or whatever. I'm interested to hear
coming soon.
I'm interested to hear if that ends up being a thing. But yeah, the amount of shakeups to the industry, companies buying other companies, and it's been wild. It's been a wild ride.
I mean, your journey itself, all the stuff that you've pivoted now like 4 times. Yeah, like so many pivots. Like, and you just keep landing on your feet and rolling with it. And that's super impressive. Because I don't think many people are built to pivot that hard and have to pivot. KetchumAllCollectibles on Walmart Live soon. Are you going to be the first full-time streamer, Paga?
I guess I might have to make a phone call with Ponga because he's running out ahead of me. Plans that I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
The hostile takeover of KetchumAllCollectibles by Wonder is going to get dark. Hey, everyone's got a number, right? Everyone's got a number.
Oh my God. I love everyone. This is going to be so good. You're going to be like, oh, what's going to happen? There's going to be so much fake drama around all this. It's going to be great. We should just all lean into it. Just pretend to hate each other for a little bit.
Nick Squeaks wants to buy your Snap Station.
I know.
What's up,
He's
Squeaks?
pressing me over there. He's pressing me.
I love the new work corner, Nick.
Oh, I love it. This setup is so much better.
Now you don't have the window. People can't see all your or actually, is that your product area still?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You got to get some blackout curtains, homie.
Yeah.
For real. Like,
I I want it because right now I just have the curtains closed. So I just keep them closed all the time. I want to get some of those like those tinting films, so I can have the windows open during the day.
Okay.
Because yeah, it's depressing not being able to have the window open. But yeah, now with all the shelves there, that's no thanks.
Come on, just put a nice outdoor scene on your desktop, and you'll be good.
There we go. There we go.
That's it. You don't need the touch grip. Just get yourself a little grass inside. Put your foot on there once in a while. It'll be all right.
Here's a good question by Crappy's Cards. Seeing a theme with more and more people quitting careers to go full-time Pokemon, do you think there's enough capacity for so many people full-time long-term?
I think that if you're doing it right, yes. I think a lot of people have just launched themselves into something, and I don't know like if it'll work out or not, but I think if you have the right mindset around it, you're doing it right, you're making sure you're hitting numbers. I think so. I think it can support those people. I think, like I said, we talked about it before. There's a lot of people that are going to end up out of this hobby in a little bit, and that's talking full-time salespeople too that are going to get burnt at certain points. How many new people have you seen come and go starting businesses in this hobby already? Like there's quite a few of them. So I think like I said, the pie is pretty big. It's a pretty big pizza pie. You just carve yourself a slice, and I think there's more than enough to go around, especially for the players that are doing it correctly. Like Dan said, sorry. Go on, Nick.
Oh, go ahead. You can finish.
Dan says all the time, we're all playing a different game, or something similar
Same
to that.
Arena, different
Same
games,
arena, different range. Yeah, that's it. And like, I feel like the people on screen right now are in a different, same arena, but Dan has endless years of Pokemon, hobbying and ownership of companies and just like flipping and stuff. Same with Nick. I'm surrounded by a bunch of people that have been in the hobby forever. I feel like that goes a long way, having the knowledge and the base in it.
Yeah,
what do you think, Nick?
I agree with what you said about people who are doing it right, and there's a lot of people who are doing it right can definitely be successful and continue to do this long term. At some point though, the market probably will turn back to normal, and all the Walmart and Target and retail drop flippers will not be a thing anymore, and those people are going to go crash and burn, which don't care about that, but can't wait for that to happen. But people who are actually doing it right as a legitimate thing and are passionate about it, wanting to build a brand and be successful long term, I think there's room for everyone. The market is just so big, and nobody can like master every aspect of the market. There's so many niches that you can get into and be successful that there's plenty of room.
More Pokemon cards graded with PSA than sports cards. Think about
That's
that.
wild.
So think about where that didn't even happen during the boom of 2021.
No,
like that wasn't. They shut PSA down, yes, but it's crazy. It's just, I keep saying it's crazy. All this is so crazy to me. I love it.
Yeah. And with this question, like it could go any way. Classic Dan could go up, could go down. Pokemon could be printing 25 billion cards a year in 5 years from now. Like the hobby could just truly grow to a new level. Even if and when that does happen, I like going a different angle with it, but like I think the whole retail arbitrage, scalping, buying out drops and then selling them because everything's above MSRP, I think that will largely go away at some point, or at least it will wane to some extent. But I think there's a future where boxes will get under 100 again. I think that there are certain people that are going full-time now that went full-time a year ago, 2 years ago. I think there's people that will return back to like a normal job, and I think that's fine. Like it all depends on who you are, what your goals are, what you're willing to do in the space to continue staying here. But I feel pretty optimistic that if the three of us so choose to be here, I believe the three of us could be here in 5 or 10 plus years. We all seem to be, I mean, I know these guys pretty well. We're all pretty into it. We're all pretty involved in it. I think we like the freedom that being our own boss provides. And so, yeah, I kind of answered it without answering it, but there's, and the three of like the hobby could go back to printing 2, 3, 5 billion cards a year. The hobby could recoil 50, 70%. It could be a lot smaller, and maybe we wouldn't be making what we're making today. But like, there were full timers in not streaming because it wasn't really a thing 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
There were shops, there were full-time businesses interacting in the space. It was a lot smaller, but there was less people to compete with too. Like the market, the participants in the market will just grow and shrink with the market itself. So I hope it's not the case, but like in 5 years, I see myself still being here, even if the market's a quarter of what it is today. There's a case though that it could be 5 times what it is today. There's a case that this, like, we could be entering new normals where, yeah, printing 20, 25 billion cards a year, grading 1 million, 2 million cards a year, and all that stuff being gobbled up as it is today. But don't really know.
I mean, GameStop's leaning into it pretty hard. You see, they're changing their whole model. They're going to be an LGS essentially.
Yep.
That's their. They are doubling down hard on that. So if that's any indication, and GameStop's a great chameleon too. They've been leaping from branch to branch for years now, trying to figure. They are Funko. They did a whole bunch of. They were kind of just like another Spencer's, like a PG rated Spencer's there for a little bit that sold video games. I worked for them back in the day when it was all video games, and we were paying them pennies on the dollar for their card or their games and selling them for, close to market. So it's interesting to see a big company like that double down as hard as they are. So if that's any indication of what's to come or stuff like that, I don't know.
My StreamYard, for some reason, it hasn't given me a new comment since Ponga's at 204.
I was wondering if that was on my end or if that was for you too, because I'm looking at the StreamYard and there's nothing.
Are we live? Are we live?
We're live. We're definitely live. I have it muted over here, but yeah, I see chat coming in over here. I'm going to refresh quickly. You might lose me for a second, but if you guys want to start taking this question, I'm going to refresh in an attempt to get it so that I can highlight comments. If I can't though, I'll probably just highlight the comment like here. I'll use my OBS and I'll find a way to highlight in my own thing. But yeah, thoughts on regular GX cards hitting 1K plus, i.e. Gengar, Mimikyu from Team Up and Snorlax from Sword Shield Base. You guys go with that. I'm going to refresh. You might lose me for a second.
How do you feel about that, Nick?
It's starting to make sense. It's starting to make sense to me. Obviously, it would have been much more beneficial for me to do this a long time ago before the pricing exploded. But recently, I've been buying some of the cooler tag teams, at least the ones I think are cooler, and just setting them back for long-term future stream inventory.
Okay.
So like the Eevee and Snorlax promo, the Umbreon and Darkrai, the Espeon and Umbreon. Or Espeon and
Deoxys.
Yeah. Stuff like that in like the $75 to $100 range, cards like that. And just with the way sealed product is going, Cosmic Eclipse boxes getting to 2,500 a piece, Team Up being 7,000.
7K.
It's wild.
It's just so crazy how fast stuff is just.
It's insane.
7K for Team Up.
I was at a card show maybe a month ago, and someone had a minty Cosmic Eclipse box, and so I've wanted one for a little bit for my own collection, so I ended up buying it. I paid $1,800, and now the thing's $2,500 in like
Beautiful.
less than a month. It's wild.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching. That's what that comes down to. Amazing that you can put $1,800 into something and make $700 that quick.
It's crazy.
So
I don't get it.
fast.
I don't get it. But yeah, I think those types of cards make sense to me. They're super super popular. People love them. They do really well on stream. So I think it definitely makes sense for stuff like that.
I feel the same way. Tag teams do well. People ask for tag teams all the time. That's the one question I've gotten. Oh no, I lost Nick too. Well, welcome to Pokeflipz with Beerski. I am your new host. Let me make sure that this is still going on. Oh boy. Let's see. I don't know. I'm still here though, so I'll keep talking. I don't know if I'm even live anymore. Let's watch this through for a second. Yeah, I'm still live. All right. We'll go with it. So I hope everyone's doing well. He goes, oh crap, I legit might not be able to get back in. LOL. Oh crap, Beerski taking over eBay Live and now Pokeflipz. He can't keep getting away with this. Is Beerski alone? Nick, yes, I am alone. I am alone. But I'll keep this train going. How's everyone doing? Yeah, tag teams have been pretty cool. Beerski and Wonder took down Flips. StreamYard is showing an outage. I was here for Beerski anyway. I love this. Monopoly forming. This is dark. Hopefully it resolves soon. Hold on. Let me see. Let me oh, I can't even send. You're in the show. I can't even send a of course this happens. Plan is working exactly as expected. Let me start doing this. Oh man, this is good. So tag teams are good. Like I said, we have a lot of questions about it. I would hope to see some more tag teams in the future. Yeah, they do well. Even those Chinese tag teams. I know people turn their nose up to some of the Chinese stuff, but the Chinese tag teams, affordability, Japanese print quality, #2 is huge. They look pretty. You know, I love those cards. The texture tag teams are awesome. Obviously, the legendary bird trio, amazing. I also am very partial to the small but mighty trio, the Cleffa, Togepi, and what is it? Igglybuff, if I'm not mistaken. Beerski's so hot. Thank you. Nick, I told you if you didn't sell me Snap Machine, bad things would start happening. This is just the beginning. You know how to fix this. What are the next tag teams? Looking for financial advice. Oh man, hold on. I'm getting dinged from people here. Let's see what Dan has to say. I'm trying to get back in. All right, well, we'll get you back in here. Yeah, next tag teams. I don't know. Trying to think, like, they need to do tag teams again. I think people still sleeping on Tag All-Stars. I think tag teams, the next tag team, that's going to be rough. I know we got Megas coming up next. I don't know if they're going to have the same kind of effect tag teams are happening right now. I really enjoy the 2 Pokemon, 3 Pokemon on the card. That's why I like a lot of the alt arts now and illustration rares to have multiple Pokemon in them. I think the more the better. So that's a to be determined thing. Who knows what Pokemon has up under their belt or in their sleeves, in their belt for the next couple of years. Really, the sky's the limit with them too. They have us all eating out of their hands right now, for sure. Gold tag teams from Tag All-Stars are too cheap. Let's see what we got here. Don't abide by the Squeaks offers and you get the Squeaks curse. Do you think we'll ever have a gimmick that emulates shining gold stars in the future? Like a new gimmick altogether? Because I think like I think shining's now just like part of it. Like obviously Pokemon's been doing a new shining bit for the last or new shining set for the last. You got this, Beerski. Just talk another 2 hours. Thank you, Nick. The new shining cards. I mean, not the new shining cards. Shining cards have been being released. There's been a set for the past 3 generations. So I think they're kind of set on that. I think we'll see one of those. Beerski carrying the stream on his back. Thank you, Brad. I do think that they need to kind of step back from that a little bit. I think people are tired of seeing a shining set every generation. At least I am. I think they need to make that more of a special thing. I know Paldean Fates kind of came out slow out of the gate. I'm rebooting, but I don't think that'll fix it. Nick and I got a phone in. Oh my goodness. This is hilarious. I don't even know if you can get back in. He should be able to get back into it.
just loading.
It looks like it froze though. It's loading. It might be trying to switch me over.
Oh, we live.
We got you.
Am I live?
You're live. You're live.
Okay, so I just got to get you guys on screen now. I don't see that I'm live. Oh wait, I do on my phone now. We're back. I'm back. I have Beerski and Nick here with us. Let me see if I can finagle this. I did not know that you could just insert from YouTube into a live stream that's already going, but that's pretty cool. We're learning new things. I'm gonna go here, and then it's gonna be weird for you guys. I'm gonna have to stop sharing my camera to you guys in Discord. Can you guys talk? See if they can hear you.
Hello?
They should be able to hear you.
Bueller.
So I have to add a couple new window captures in here. Okay. Bear with us.
Look at that. That's the endless stream of Dan.
Oh
Dick,
my
Beerski.
god.
Talk about that, dude. We are living in the sim, guys.
Bear with us. We're getting there.
This is glorious.
I got Nick. Nick's coming on screen right now.
Hey.
The Nick's floating right there. Can I copy and paste this? I copy and pasted the wrong one. Oh, here we go. I've got two of Nick. That is way too much Nick.
Seeing double over here.
That is way too much Nick for one stream. But we're gonna turn Nick into Beerski, and then we're gonna run with it as if nothing ever happened.
Nothing.
Hey, what's up, everyone? We're back, baby.
This is scuffed, but we are making it work.
Nick and a low and Nick tag team.
Pardon our appearance while we get this sorted out. But hey, we're back. We're back. We don't have a background.
Is this hell?
I will try to find one of those. I don't think, actually, I might be able to use, give me a second. I should be able to use my OBS plugin that I use for my highlighted comments on my normal live streams. I think it should work. Be able to use my OBS.
I just want to put out there that 67 of you stayed in the stream where no one was talking for at least 5 minutes. So bravo to you guys. If there's any indication of a strong Pokemon market and hobby, it was that.
We are booming.
We are booming. 67 of you. Wow. And they say we have short attention spans.
Our ceiling here at Pokeflipz is pretty low, but our floor is pretty high. I will say that.
I had to get some liquid courage because I don't know what else is going to happen on this stream.
Let me see.
Liquid courage.
So yeah, StreamYard, like I googled it. Is StreamYard down? StreamYard is having some kind of a Google Cloud service outage, apparently. So we're back.
The Russians.
I do have the highlighted comments here too.
Oh look, now we got. This is awesome. Dan's making it work on the fly.
Yeah, this is look at this. Look at us go.
I wonder. Give me your social security and banking info, and I'll take care of the rest.
The reason that we're back is because I sent all that to him, and then he got us going. So shout out to Pokemon Wonder. All he needed was that information, and he got us up and rolling. Somewhere on my desktop, I actually have our Pokeflipz background. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I will try to get you guys a question though. I lost every question. My chat is as of 9 minutes ago. So I lost every single question. If you had questions that we didn't get to, I know I had several starred. Feel free to pop them in chat, and I will get to them. I need to make me smaller. You guys are so much smaller.
I'm gonna try and switch computers here.
Oh no, Nick's gonna change things.
Here we go. This is something is gonna happen.
Yeah, you're gonna throw. Okay, good. Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna throw my cropping of your Discord chats all off.
Oh, God.
He's gonna end up spilling all my DMs with everybody.
He goes, oh God. Welcome to the most successful episode of Pokeflipz podcast in recent memory.
This chat has some awesome people in it to replace Dan and Nick, who was trying to get us replaced.
Oh,
Well, Jeff's gonna love watching this one back.
I was like, well, welcome to the new host of the Pokeflipz.
This is nothing to do with Wi-Fi. This is nothing to do with anything. This is I'm gonna see if I can put this. I'm gonna put this on the screen to
just so you know, Nick has this. Not Nick. Wonder has the same affinity for hardwired.
I mean, you have
to. Gotta have hardwired. Gotta have hardwired for streaming.
You absolutely have to. It's unreasonable not to. So here's StreamYard. Google Cloud issues. StreamYard is like officially down, having cloud issues. They've identified the issues, and they've had outages today. So 99.15% uptime. We caught that 0.85% of downtime, unfortunately. Gonna have to see if we can get a partial refund on our StreamYard subscription this month.
As long as we keep winning the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Dan, your audio is off.
Oh, I might be. Discord probably grabbed the wrong mic. Oh no. Yeah, if I try to change things in Discord, it's gonna screw everything up.
You sound good to me.
It's not terrible, but.
Oh no, Nick, you just made me kill you guys.
You just made me kill you.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm not gonna touch. Nick, why did you make me do that? I'm not gonna touch anything again. Here we go. I almost got you guys back.
Baby.
You guys, I need to recrop you a little bit. I don't know why that happened, but I'm not going to attempt to change my mic. If it's off, it's off. But I think it's my Yeti.
They're saying we're echoing. Echo.
Yeah, I never stream. So we're streaming from within YouTube right now. I don't know what settings this thing grabbed. I don't know how this is working.
It's a Frankenstein's monster stream.
But it blows my mind that people could ever stream on Wi-Fi. Like mine is hardwired to my T-Mobile home internet. So it's like it's inherently a wireless streaming thing. That's all I can do because I don't have I did have DSL here, but the T-Mobile home internet's a lot better than DSL. But to do like I could do Wi-Fi from that, but it doesn't make any sense to do that. Yeah, I don't know. Somewhere I have the Pokeflipz wallpaper. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them, and I'll pop them up on screen, and then I will go try to find our background. Let's see. Not sure how, but live viewership has doubled.
That's beautiful.
I feel like overall we actually have so few technical difficulties. I feel like we do a good job in general, but yeah, this one was a wild one. This was a first.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on the technical difficulty stream. I appreciate it. It'll be a badge of honor I have forever now.
Is this hell? This is indeed streaming hell right now. Yes. Appreciate you, Castle Strong, joining the Pokeflippers.
What's up, Castle?
Even with our shitty stream, we got new members.
Here's the first question that I could find. At what point does a card become too expensive to keep in your personal collection relative to income net worth?
Nick?
I don't know. I don't know if it necessarily ever does. Like a good example for me would be my own collection. I've got sets of all the booster packs. I've got my No Damage Ninetales. Collectively, the packs and the No Damage Ninetales, those are worth a good bit. Way more than I make on a yearly basis. So I could sell those and make a solid yearly salary. But I really enjoy those, and I know that if I ever do sell them, I'm never gonna buy them back. So luckily I was able to buy them at a price point where back when I bought them they were relatively cheap, and now they've just kind of grown in value over the years. So I don't necessarily mind holding them because the money I spent on them is far less than what they're worth today. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where I would go with that question. Obviously, like buying a card in today's market, uh, there's definitely stuff that I want that I'll probably never buy, just because it's way too expensive for what I can justify affording for my own collection. Like, I'd love a Snap Squirtle. Obviously though, I'm not gonna spend 75, 100,000 buying that Squirtle because I just can't justify spending that much for my own collection. But stuff that I've bought over the years and I'm just holding on to, I think makes more sense. At least that's how I see it in my mind.
Okay. I'm kind of on the oh man, Dan's got the Pokeflipz background going. Here he goes. The mad scientist over here is making it work.
I'm doing things. I'm cooking in the background.
I kind of, my personal collection now, my PC is gifts. I know that Dan kind of subscribes to that as well. You know, any gift I get from anyone will never be sold. I have a pretty cool collection of signed cards by people in the hobby. Big fan of that. Getting a binder going with all that stuff. To hold something that could be half tomorrow for a lot of these, you know, especially the more niche stuff that's just kind of like not out there. I don't know. I feel like selling into the market is the way to do it. And then when stuff lulls out, if you can acquire pieces for your collection that you like at a cheaper price point, like Nick's saying, like he's not going to drop $75,000 on the Squirtle, but if that Squirtle was $25,000, maybe he would flirt with it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there's some difference, you know. So if that's what you're kind of looking at, like I feel like people, now is not the time to build a PC. Like this is like not the time to do it. So if you have PC items you want to keep them. But I think Dan's putting a video out about stuff that he hasn't sold or stuff that he held on for too long and should have sold and stuff like that. I don't know, you know, if it was personal reasons he held on to some stuff, or you know, he had that whole 1 through 4 trophy collection and he kind of piecemealed it out because he was holding on for a price that he wanted. So I just believe, like, I sold a bunch of ETBs in January. Should I have held on to them till now? Yeah, probably. But I sold them at the time where I wanted to get some cash injection going on. So I think it's all that kind of stuff. It's a base by base deal. Like each person's going to have a different threshold when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's a very personal decision. I fixed the audio while you guys were answering. I got the background up. We are firing on all cylinders right now. But yeah, at what point does a card become too expensive to keep in your personal collection relative to income net worth? Very personal decision, obviously. But the most I ever spent on a card personally, and it felt insane. It felt like, what am I doing here? I bought the #1 Pikachu trophy for $20,000, and that was with all the stamp festivals and everything. And at the time, like, that was percentage points of my net worth. That was like not 5%, not 10%, but it was something. Like it was more than I personally think is reasonable. I at this point in my life, and maybe that changes, and I think it's different whether your net worth is $1 billion or $100,000, right? If you're worth $1 billion, if you're worth $100 million, like if you're worth $100 million, you could lose 95% of your net worth and have more than most people do, and have more, like have enough to fund a lifetime worth of living my current lifestyle today. So yeah, it changes depending on your situation, but I can't stomach it personally. I'm not fit to own a card that's worth more than 20 grand, 50 grand. I've owned several. Somehow the last boom that we were in 2021, I declined $52,000 on a card that I had paid 6 grand for or whatever. And it's like, who was that guy? That guy was insane. I look back on that and I think like, holy crap.
The collector
but
clouds floating around your head. That's it, man. Like
context, I was also selling like relative to the $1,000 EVs, relative to the $7,000 base and limited Charizards. That was a reasonable price relative to those. But yeah, for me personally, the most valuable card I own today is a half art Mario Pikachu because it was gifted to me back when it was worth $30 or $40. At some point, if the hobby keeps hobbying, if the hobby keeps doing what it's doing, I say that I never sell gifts. If that card becomes $50,000, I'm sorry, I'm probably selling that gift. I've always said I'll never sell gifts, but realistically, if a $30 gift becomes $50,000, maybe I'll change my tune and maybe I'll start selling all my gifts and I'll have to apologize.
Buy yourself a $30 card with the proceeds. You'll be good.
Yeah, I'll buy myself a $30 replacement at current market value. But it's just crazy to me. I think a lot of people, and I say this, like Pokemon is 50% of my net worth right now, if not slightly more. So I say this as someone with Pokemon being 50% of my net worth. I think it's kind of crazy to have a single item, a single card that's 5, 10, 15, 20%. And I feel like I know several people who do. That's their decision, their call. Like I'm not telling people to not do that, but it just doesn't work for me. When my net worth was 100 grand, I couldn't wrap my mind around it. When it's higher today, like I can't wrap my mind around it. But maybe if and when I get to being worth 10 million, 100 million, like who knows? Maybe I change my tune and maybe I'm buying the Illustrator from Logan Paul for $10 million or something. I don't know. But as of today, that's just my thoughts on it.
I can't see you ever going back to collecting. I can't even if you're a billionaire, I can't see it.
I don't think I will. Like, part of it is there's too much that I would want, and I just don't have the space or the time or the energy to like appreciate all those things. And if I'm gonna spend, especially in Pokemon, I just feel like for me, I'm not saying the market's wrong. I'm not saying any of this. But like if I'm gonna spend 50 grand, I don't want the things that are selling for 50 grand in Pokemon. There are coins that I would rather have. There are other things that I would value more. Not because I think they're gonna perform better, not because I think any of those things. Like I feel like people will be mad hearing that on a Pokemon podcast. But like the value to me, I just feel would be higher outside of Pokemon. But even before coins, even before anything like that, I'd just rather have life experiences. I'd rather like go on vacations, do whatever with that. I don't know.
That makes sense.
50 grand, that's what we spend as a household in a year. Like I just can't wrap my mind around having that in a single item sat somewhere in my house, in a safe deposit box, whatever. Tricks on YouTube wants to know, when will the market reset? Eventually it must. No. We could go 5x from where we are today. Over the next 2 years, the bull case, we could just no end in sight, couple little bumps, couple little dips here and there. We could have a straight run to 2030 where by 2030 Evolving Skies is 10 grand, Team Up is 25 grand, Base Set Unlimited is $100,000. Like the hobby could do insane, obscene things, and then we could reset in 2030 from printing 30 billion cards in 2030, resetting to 20 billion cards because 30 billion was too much, and maybe 5 million PSA graded cards a year were too much. So we reset to a number that's 2, 3, 5 times what they are today. I don't think that's going to happen, but like we could. Like we could be in a new normal, never go under MSRP. I made the bet with Retro. Like I think Destined will be available under MSRP. I think that's a good bet. I think it's more likely to happen than not to happen, but also it might not happen. We could, like, tides could be shifting, new normal. Like that's what a lot of people are saying. I don't buy into it, but factor it into your calculus. Factor it into your 1% chance, some percent chance that happens. Also, some percent chance that it's really dark in the next few years. There's a chance that we return to 2004, 5, 6. We return to the dark times where almost none of us were here. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I'm just gonna say the man who thinks Destined Rivals is going to go under MSRP also sold 9,000 packs the first week of release.
Before
There
they
is
go to
no
MSRP.
Hey, only 6,000. That's fake news. 9,000 packs total. Only 6,000 packs were Destined Rivals. Come on.
Oh, I thought, okay. So, well, in that case, never mind.
Something
No.
maybe it was 7,000. I can't remember, but it was 9,000 total. 6 or 7,000 were destined.
Okay, well, never mind then. But no, by far the highest amount of packs you've ripped of a Scarlet and Violet set. Obviously you've only been on Fanatics for 6 months, 8 months now, whatever
8 now,
the
yep.
time frame is. But yeah, Destined it's the best Scarlet and Violet set.
It's the best set of all time, of all of them.
No, it's not the best set of all time.
Is it the best Scarlet and Violet set though?
It is, hands down. I was thinking the black and white set was gonna take the crown, but we'll see with the English set. I do always prefer English over Japanese. But with the Japanese black and white set, I'm still holding strong. Destined Rivals, best Scarlet and Violet set.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Nick. That's I don't believe that. I still think Terra Festival or Prismatic Evolutions in the long run will take that. Look at them.
That's a terrible set.
Terrible. It's only terrible because you can't pull cards out of it. That's why. That's the only reason, because you can sit there for 3 days and pull nothing but EXs.
Do you think that will go under MSRP? I know that some of the Poke investing tube is getting kind of nervous. Some of them are really excited because ETBs went under 100. The whole Costco drop, all that stuff. I think Prismatic, Journey, Destined, I think they will all go under MSRP at some point. And I've gotten a lot of pushback.
Yeah. I lean more towards that than it continuing to stay where it's at. Booster boxes can't in perpetuity launch at 270. Like, it just can't be happening. Like, that's not good for the hobby either. Like, it's great right now. We're all like, and we're loving it. But like, eventually, like, we're all going to be laughing at each other because there's going to be no buyers at that price. Like, we need to find the equilibrium needs to happen. I do think we're going to see a slowdown to the last question. I think it's slowed down in some aspects already in the hobby, but then other aspects of the hobby boom. And you also have to remember, like, we've kind of been riding high since 2020. Like, even when we were down again, there was still that mini boom of waifu. Remember, like, the waifu craze of 2023, and like everyone was losing their minds for like a month in the summertime. Like, there was little like indicators that this could happen again when we were like running up. So I think with that, like, we will see a lull happen again where stuff will come down naturally, and then people will be there to make the moves that need to happen. I mean, that's kind of what keeps this hobby going.
I'll give you guys Journey Together. Journey Together will drop below MSRP. Destined Rivals and Prismatic, no chance.
And I'm saying packs. I'm not saying necessarily ETBs. I'm not necessarily saying booster boxes. But I think
Retro
in the next,
as other,
yeah, the timestamps, the clips are out there. That's all there. When it goes time to collect, I'll have the proper clips for him to prove my win. But yeah, they did it with 151. They did it with Crown. They've done it with every set forever. They might not. Like, I'm not guaranteeing a win, but some of the confidence with which people are declaring that, like, this is definitely the new normal and there's no shot we go back to sub MSRP, and I like the optimism. I guess I like the bullishness, but it doesn't feel based in reality when you can't attribute, okay, there's a 5% chance Destined Rivals goes under MSRP. I'm hearing people guaranteeing that it won't, 0%. That's just when, like, I get very uncomfortable that far from my fence. I need to see the fence in view. When you guarantee the fence is so far off the horizon that I just get uncomfortable.
What the question for both of you? What were you buying Crown Zenith single packs for October, November, December?
I remember my early hot buy list.
Weren't they cheap?
I was paying like $4. I think sometimes I was buying as low as $3.75.
That's what I thought. So think about the growth that's happened in 9 months. That's not normal. Like it's not normal growth. Like the pack that was $3.75 is now plus 10. Like it's over $10. It's pretty crazy and wild to think about in that amount of time. So I do think the correction is coming. It's definitely coming.
Yeah, and
When and
this
how
is
it
one
hits.
thing. This is one thing that a lot of people don't understand and appreciate. People that cry for MSRP, just like they did during Vivid and Battle Styles and Shining Fates, you don't want MSRP. Stop using that as like your line in the sand, your number. Because like I promise you, it will come back. And you won't want it. You never wanted it. Like you didn't buy from PokemonCenter.com because it was a terrible deal. The only time you bought from it was starting a year ago when some of the Sword Shield boxes started going above it. But when Battle Styles started drifting above 150 and MSRP was still 144 on Pokemon Center, you started buying there. But historically speaking, you don't buy from Pokemon Center. You don't buy from Walmart. You don't buy from Target. You buy from Pete Football Pete for $99.99 shipped on eBay. You buy from Safari Zone. Like Safari Zone is doing an entirely different business model right now, limiting and they're not selling for the prices they used to. Used to be able to blind pre-order sets out $90 by the case, months out through Safari Zone. And maybe it won't quite come back to that level. I am on the same like page as far as things being a fair bit different. My live stream operation is like part of the fuel to that new change, the new market that we're in. But just not to the level that some people are taking it. Like I truly can't buy into the whole like everything's gonna be like Rudy's even said it. Rudy's gonna say the new normal is gonna be boxes are just almost always 130, 150, 160. And then the really bad ones, maybe you have one that goes 110, 120, maybe 100 here and there. I think we'll get like it's such a cash poor industry. Consumer demand is so fickle. People are talking like the 30th anniversary is just gonna instantly like boom. It's just gonna save everything. I was there for the 25th. I was there for the 20th. Sure, Mew, Shining Legends pin collections, mythical pin collections, they were hot. They were hard to find. You couldn't find them anywhere. And then the Celebies came out, and they got more accessible. And then Jirachi, and then the other ones came out, and things that I was buying for $8.15 per unit with an MSRP of like 14 or 12.99, 14.99, I can't remember. You could buy them in mass everywhere. They were everywhere. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm along for the ride, whatever happens.
Yeah.
It will be interesting. It will be interesting to see.
Yeah, I saw a video on Instagram, I think. I'm sorry. Where like a guy was talking about like someone coming in and complaining about like it was a shop owner complaining about being over MSRP. And then I like flash forward like 5 years when MSRP is now high compared to what people like market price is. And then he's like not selling people and people are mad at him that way too. So there's like a no-win situation for sales in this like kind of market because once it dips below MSRP, people won't want to pay MSRP like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
E-Unit is going for the perma bull case. Max out those credit cards. You can't lose. It only goes up.
I like it. I like
Good
it.
seeing you, E-Unit. Good seeing you, buddy.
This is actually an interesting one. Steven wants to know, is content creation competition forcing giveaways to be an integral part of the hobby? Is that the new normal? If you guys want to, like, me personally, me, PK Panga, we do them sparingly. We've done them as a part of some of our larger events, breaking a WotC box, give away some, we gave away some prismatic ETBs, we sold some at MSRP, whatever it may be. But giveaways are, by and large, like, not a part of our business model. They are the exception, not the rule. If you guys both want to touch on your thoughts around those and like what you do, Beerski, what you plan to do, what you guys, I'm assuming you guys have talked about that.
Yeah, so obviously did giveaways on Whatnot. I feel Whatnot kind of you're forced to do giveaways to stay relevant because it does bring foot traffic into your streams, especially with how diluted that pool is. But I don't think we're doing giveaways on eBay. I think we're just rolling the stream, making it a fun environment for people to be in, keeping it clean for everyone, kind of family oriented, not like crazy, like, PG, but PG 13-ish. trying to make it fun for everyone in there, not going crazy. But yeah, that's no giveaways. I think just if you hit on certain things, I think the need for giveaways, especially when you have an audience that's already coming around and you're building up a thing, it's just different platforms, different things. I really do believe that. I think like eBay, it's not necessary. I don't even know if there's a giveaway button on the eBay backend. I haven't seen one. Like, yeah, see, Nick said no. Like, there's not even a way to do it really. So I think giveaways would just have to be self-run. I also think that eBay kind of would clamp down on it if a lot of giveaways were being done certain ways, because I mean, I just saw some stuff from eBay talking about gambling again and spin wheels and stuff like that, how they're like way against any of that kind of stuff. So I think that some platforms embrace it and other platforms kind of shy away from it because of optics. At least that's what I've gathered so far.
Yeah, the only way to do a giveaway on eBay is to do like a 2-second sudden death auction starting at a penny. That's so like they'll pay what is 6 to 12 cents for whatever, but there's no actual like giveaway button.
Okay,
I kind of like that.
What was that?
I kind of like that they don't have that. I'm not a big fan of the whole giveaway thing. I think it just attracts a different crowd, a crowd that's generally not buyers, and ideally you want buyers, right?
Yeah, the Givey Goblins. That's what they were called on Whatnot.
Yeah.
You would see them, like you would ship only giveaways to the same person over and over and over again, and it was hilarious. They would just hop in when you press the giveaway button and leave when the giveaway was done.
There's got to be Discord channels and bots that like monitor who's doing giveaways.
There's got to be.
I can picture someone having a battle station.
How many people hop in when you are doing giveaways?
Someone having a battle station with like 20 accounts logged in, just like in that Discord, opening up new tabs, entering the giveaways. I can imagine it probably pays $50 an hour if you're doing it right. Like there's probably people that just full time. Imagine it, entering all different like Facebook sweepstakes, Instagram giveaways. You could probably make a full-time wage.
I would put my head under someone's tire. That sounds miserable to do full-time. Oh my God.
What a world we live in.
What are you doing today? I'm going to sign up for giveaways, baby.
Yeah.
I feel the same as you, Dan. I do occasional giveaways. And I will say it definitely increases the awareness to your stream. So like before my 2-year anniversary, the night before that, I did a pack battle giveaway where it was basically each person. There was 2 penny auctions. The 2 people battle each other. They both kept the cards they pulled, but the winner would get entered into a spin wheel for one of the 3 grand prizes. And my streams normally average, right now they're averaging about 80 active viewers per stream. That stream in particular, because I mentioned giveaway, we had like 180 people in there. It was wild.
And those extra 100 people didn't buy a thing.
Exactly.
But
so
then,
they definitely do work as like an advertising opportunity if you want to build a following, promote a bigger stream, something like that. And then also I do it in I'll continue my December giveaway type thing. Just to like give back to everyone who's supported me. I like doing that, but I don't like the idea of doing constant giveaways and having it like a daily occurrence where people like join more or less expecting it than it just being like a pop-up type event.
Yeah. There is like a consideration for having that extra 100 people in there. Are you getting more of an organic push? Well, I guess it's an inorganic push, but are you getting more of a push by eBay, the algorithms? Are you higher in the search ranking amongst the other live channels at the time? And maybe the first 100 people in there that knew it was a giveaway, maybe they're not going to buy anything. But do you get an extra 5-10 people do you pick up like an actual long-term real buyer because of the better algorithm placement? Like I don't like that that's a thing, but it's kind of in the back of my mind to some extent because similar to you, when we've done the bigger streams a couple times, when we've talked about we're gonna give away prismatic ETBs, we're gonna sell prismatic ETBs at MSRP. We've definitely gotten more people in there. And there's probably some like longer term recurring customers that did only find us because of that extra promotion, that extra algorithm fuel or whatever. But in general, my preference is like, here are the goods. Do you want to buy them? Okay. This guy here is going to open them for you. Entertainment, whatever. Like I like the idea of here's a product, buy it or don't buy it, hang out, have a good time, watch other people brick and chase god packs and whatever.
Frickin' and chasing the god packs. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was necessary to have the I really do buy or buy. Yeah, thank you, Ponga. It was definitely necessary on Whatnot. Like it's just it's a whole different animal over there. It really is. Like, and it's just the way it's set up. That's just such a big part of the culture there. They kind of like the spin wheels are there on screen. Like you can literally pull a spin wheel up through their back end. That's how like much they lean into that kind of stuff. It's a whole thing.
Fanatics has it too. Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They have it
Again,
built in,
eBay
yeah.
does not. Yeah, no spin wheel, anything like that. So it's interesting to see the differences between the two platforms. Obviously, I saw a little bit of the Fanatics back end when I was there with Ponga, but not too much of it. That seemed pretty, simple to use. I think eBay has definitely been like just a little bit of a learning curve for me with that. But again, just that's not what they live in. They don't live in the givey world.
Here's a good question. So I think because we're in such a boom, razzles, raffles.
One thing with the giveaway before.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
UAP had a good follow up. What about buyer giveaways? For me, I would love it if they could somehow implement not only buyer giveaways. Obviously, buyers are important, but regulars in the stream, people who come into the stream and just hang out. I don't care whether you're a buyer or you're just hanging out in the stream. I would so much rather give stuff away to those people than just the randoms who come into the stream specifically for the giveaway. So something like that would be awesome. Because yeah, like I said, it just doesn't matter to me if you're a buyer or I have people coming into the stream every single night who don't spend money. They might buy one card every month or two. But they're there every night just hanging out with us. And even to me, that's awesome. I don't care whether you're in the stream buying or just hanging out. So yeah, that's what I would say to that one.
Yeah,
You got
100%.
I know YouTube is doing this new thing where like in chat you can see the chat points and all that. eBay could tie in some functionality where their amount of view time, their amount of engagement in the chat gets them some kind of channel points or whatever. I know Twitch has it. I think that's why YouTube is starting to add it. I think it increases retention and increases engagement. But then to some extent, like no matter what system you create, now you're going to have people that just have 20 accounts. They're always logged in the background, just farming those points from 20 different channels, not actually engaging. Like no matter what system you do, it's never going to be perfect. But
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. Also, a good thing about no giveaways is you don't have to get rattled Pokemon.
That is true. That is true.
No rattle Pokemons. that's good. Like,
The French cowboy voice.
The French cowboy.
Oh, apparently Whatnot has members tiers now. You can get bronze and silver by watching a lot.
Oh yeah.
They use it for discounts, not giveaways.
Yeah, so you get coupons, as Ray calls them, coupons. You can get them just from being in stream and watching. Obviously, you can move up that list a little quicker, but it goes from bronze to, I think, diamond. We had a couple diamond buyers. Pretty cool. Usually, when you hit that, you would be made like a mod. Like, I would make you a mod in stream if you hit diamond, because obviously you've been around, you care. So that's another cool thing. Like, mod some of your people. That's something you can't do on eBay either. Like, you can't have mods in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, they gotta make that a thing.
Yeah, like I definitely had a a bot come in that I had to mute, and it's hard to mute a bot when the bot is just constantly spamming it, and you click it and it goes above, and you miss the mute button. That's the whole thing.
Then you mute someone
that
else,
was
someone
fun to
catches a
navigate.
stray.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun to navigate.
I think this is actually in the process. I think it's been in the process for 2 years, but I think it's more in the process now than ever, from what I hear.
It is.
But
It is.
yeah, I think it's. I guess I don't know what I'm supposed to say and not say, but I think it's slowly rolling out. I think it's like actually this week. I think it's to a very small percentage of people. It's being piloted this week, as far as I understand.
Yeah, soft rollout. I can't wait. Trying to even just the 3 shows. Like, hold on. That box with the 15 on it, and then the box right over there. Those are products that people have yet to pay for from my first 3 streams. So like you have to navigate that too, because when you're gonna have an item number 14 from stream 1 and then an item number 14 from stream 3 and have no designation against it to figure out what you need to do, you need to actually start clicking buttons to figure it out. So once the automatic payment thing happens, that's gonna make everyone's lives so much easier, because finishing a stream, then you have to invoice everything and send it out. And you want to do that as quickly as possible so people aren't paying for the items, and then you have to go back and refund people because you need to combine orders with shipping. It's a whole thing.
Yeah,
it really is a whole thing. But they'll figure it out. It's not as bad as people say too. Like, I know I've given Nick a little bit of a hard time with the eBay Live backend before, and he would say it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's just different.
Yeah.
And I will say too, the auto payment being not having auto payments terrible. Yes, it will be a lot. It will be beneficial when they do have auto payment, but it's really not that bad not having auto payment. The amount of cancellations and unpaid items that I get on eBay Live compared to regular eBay auction is a lot lower. I don't know exact percentages, but it might be maybe 10 cancellations a week. And you're talking 120 auctions times 6 nights. So it's really not that bad. And I think a lot of that has to do with people coming into the stream wanting to be a part of it for the longer term. Whereas if they don't pay, then they're blocked and they can't be part of the stream anymore. Whereas on regular eBay, it doesn't matter. You're not part of anything by canceling a regular auction, except for that one particular seller. You can't bid on their items. Whereas the lives have more of a dynamic to it.
Yeah, it's like getting banned from. It's like the No Homers Club from The Simpsons. You know, and like when he's got the rock, and they make him carry the rock from his neck, and he's like dragging the rock. But like, yeah, so like I've said to people before, like there are a lot of, like, I would never do anything to sully my name in this hobby, like especially now, like everything that's going on, and that's another check essentially is what you got going on there, Nick. Keep people honest.
Exactly.
Keep people honest.
Yeah, let me go to that one from Steven. Razzles and
Appreciate all the
Raffles.
questions, Steven.
Yeah, with spots in the main have basically left the hobby. Do you think they'll return at some point? I think they're more indicative of like downtimes. I think when people need to find a way to make money, when people need to find a way to move things, they do the waffles, razzes, whatever they call them, to get around the Facebook filters. So right now, everything's high, everything's booming, everything's liquid. That's my opinion, why you're not seeing them as much, because like things are just moving and flowing well. I think if and when we do go through more of a downturn, I feel like those will pop up more, but I could be wrong. That's my read on it, though.
Yeah, I don't know much about any of the waffles and razzles. I know I see some of that stuff even at even at like Collecticons. You would see that kind of stuff there. But I really never paid much attention because I'm not a consumer for any of that kind of stuff in the hobby.
I wonder if they got replaced by all the mystery products, because you're seeing a lot more of those than like the raffles and all that stuff.
That's true. That's like the next generation.
That's actually a good point. I haven't seen, because they used to be all over Facebook. Now you still see them from time to time, but not nearly enough. or not nearly as much.
Yeah. And yeah, one good point on, I know Ponga, I've had access to eBay Live for a year now. Sky just started it recently with Metazoo. He might be doing some Pokemon at some point on it. We'll have to see how that goes. But one consideration for the way that I'm set up is some buyers might have the desire or expectation that, like, hey, I won from Ponga on Monday and I won from Ponga on Sunday and PK on Monday. I'm gonna pay on Tuesday, and then it all gets shipped together. Well, they live in different spots. I know you guys will be set up in that way where you're gonna be multiple locations. So I love that about Fanatics. One thing that has been brought up, it would be kind of nice, but you got to draw a line somewhere, is like PK has had customers ask, like, hey, if I buy from you this morning in his day stream and I buy from you at your night stream, can I just pay the shipping once? The way the back end is set up, you can't. It goes by stream. You pay $4.95 shipping once per stream. But yeah, Ponga being like a part-timer with this, if he streams on Sunday night, it's nice with Fanatics because he can just stay up late, pack everything, have it out Monday morning. He knows that everything he sold was bought and paid for, ready to ship. Whereas with eBay, it's like he's going to have things bleed out to his Thursday stream. Some are going to get canceled. And you know the way the buyers can be. If buyers have 4 days to pay and they pay on day 3, if they pay after 3 days and 22 hours and 10 minutes, they're going to message you 60 seconds later and they're going to say, where's my tracking? When does this ship? I need it now. I can't believe you haven't shipped it. It's been 4 days. Like, no, it's been 0 seconds since you paid. Like, what do you, that stuff used to drive me crazy. Like, I used to do 50 auctions on a Sunday and I'd ship things out on a Monday. And then a lot of times, like, if people are paying Thursday, I'd just kick it to ship in the next Monday. Oh my God, I can't believe I paid on this day and you didn't ship till, you took 4 days. I only took 1 business day. Like, what are we talking about here? That kind of stuff used to drive me nuts. But yeah, interesting considerations, thoughts about the different platforms and how they're set up and all that. But I'd imagine some buyers will probably be annoyed by the auto pay thing, right? They'll probably be annoyed because
it's gonna be a massive pain.
Like some of your regulars have grown accustomed to buying a couple night. Like, is that fairly common that you'll have someone buy on Monday, on Wednesday, pay on Thursday, and then you ship them together? They save on shipping.
Yeah, because I tell people 4 days, $5 shipping, regardless of how much you buy. So there are definitely people who will buy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, pay on Friday. But yeah, that'll be it's gonna be a massive headache.
Because you've got people that are accustomed to that for 2 years, and now you're going to be changing it up on them. And like we see all the benefits. We think it's better for us, but some people, it's going to cost them more money now. They're going to have to pay shipping 3 times instead of once. How they've been.
Yeah. I remember
Cardinal Gaming plus PokeChef. We haven't been doing that for 2 years. It'll be just like your new normal.
Yep. There you go. Good thing to starting late.
I remember when I went from free shipping to charging shipping. It was a solid probably 2 weeks where people were pissed. And then it slowly got back to normal. But that was I noticed a decrease in viewership, a decrease in pricing. It was brutal. And even that, yes, $5 is $5, but I thought that was a fairly small change, and it did not go over well. So the auto payment's going to be the exact same thing, but people get used to it, and it'll be so much better in the long run.
Way to sell out, Nick. Jeez.
And it's stupid because I did it. And then Weedle did it like a month after me, and he didn't get nearly as much flack. It's not fair.
That man's jawline is something to be. I wouldn't give him any slack either, or anything.
That's true. That's true.
Oh my goodness.
Stephen Kasoon wants to know, do you think we'll ever have a gimmick that emulates shining gold stars in the future? I mean, emulates what aspect of them? Gold stars, like what made them innovative for the time was they went outside the character box, right? Every card does that now. We have like many rarity tiers that do that. I think it was so much more special because it was new. It was the first time, and the artworks were all Fukuda. It was all like one artist across multiple sets, one per 2 cases approximately is what gold stars were. So in a lot of regards, like alt art VMAXs from the Sword Shield era were rarer than that. Like Umbreon Gold Star, or it's not Umbreon Gold Star, Umbreon VMAX alt art. That's like a big Moonbreon. That's a big card, but that it's just gone on longer. Like Gold Stars happened in a more condensed time frame, 27 cards across several sets, and then they were just done. I don't think anything will fully capture that, but I think we've already had like several things to an extent try to emulate it to an extent. It's just different now. It's different now. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was touching on this. This was literally the question I was answering when I also got booted from the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is where I was at. So we were talking about the Shining and Gold Stars and stuff, and I was saying how I don't even know if Pokemon needs another gimmick like that right now, and I actually think that they need to pull back from the Shining gimmick that they run every, gimmick in quotations, because they do it every generation. It doesn't need to be a Shining set every generation. I know Hidden Fates was massive for them. Shining Fates was kind of a flop. Paldean Fates to be determined. I know people really like it now, but that wasn't the case 6 months ago. So I think that instead of trying to find the next gimmick, I think they don't need as many like look at the arts they're producing with what they're doing in SIRs and illustration rares and all of that. Like there's no need. The Pokemon cards all look different now. Back in the day, they used to kind of, you would look at a card, it would look the same. Like you would just have square box. Not that I don't like them, like those. That's from where like I came from. But I'm just saying, like the gimmick is the art. Like now they just have they literally went burr mode with the artists, and the artists are putting out some of the craziest stuff now. So I don't think the gimmicks necessarily need to be there. I think people are just looking for rarity in cards and sets right now. And I think the way Pokemon's doing it with, pull percentages and such, and look, the artificial scarcity in prismatic evolutions with 33 or 30 whatever SIRs, like that's wild to have that many cards. So you're gonna pull an SIR that you're probably not happy with over the course of your time ripping those packs. So I think that's just us looking for another chase within the chase. And I don't think Pokemon necessarily needs to do that right now. I think that's something they have in their back pocket. If and when, like you've said multiple times, stuff goes south, they could pull something out of their hat and be like, here we go. Let's juice it back up again.
And I might have misspoke. I think I said 1 in 2 cases, but 1 in 2 boxes. 1 in 2 boxes for Gold Stars, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think people, if they did like an exact replica of Gold Stars or Shinings or whatever, I don't think they'd be popular anymore. Look at like the baby shinies and amazing rares. When those first came out, people loved them.
I still love
them. Now they're just garbage. Nobody cares about them anymore. Because the ARs and the SIRs look so much better than these half art cards. But I do think like you said, Dan, Pokemon will keep that in their back pocket, and when a slow time comes, there's so many things that they could bring back that people would absolutely go crazy over.
Imagine illustration and SIR shining cards. Like if you want to do a shining set, do that. Get rid of the baby shinies and stuff. Like it's just not. You can buy full baby shiny binders for $2 a card if you want now. Like they just don't hold any. No one cares. No one wants. That's not what people want right now. Like I really don't think people want that. So.
And if you tried replicating 1-to-1 a Gold Star set, people would be like, "This set sucks." Like 2 to 3 chase cards, like most Gold Stars that you had Rayquaza, Latios, Latias. You had the starter trio, Torchic, Mudkip, Trico. If you had 2 to 3 cards that were like the chase of the set, and they were one in every other box. So you're getting, like, on average, you're getting all 3 of them in a case, right? I'm sure you could probably duplicate gold stars within a case. But the print quantity on those with today's print runs would be obscene. Those cards would be so common. If you did a gold star set like EX Deoxys, same rarity tier, whatever it had, 5-6 EXs, the EXs would be $2 a piece. The gold stars would be $40 for the best one and 20, 30. Like they'd be so common. They would be very cheap, it'd be crazy. We just can't do sets like that anymore with this current print run, I don't think.
So Steven was right. Paldean Fates did have SIR shinies, but I'm talking like instead of the baby shiny like SV sets where they do that, like where you just have it's just all every AR in the set and every SIR will just be shinies. And you can do so many cool stuff with that. Like I know like the Charizard shiny was in there for Paldean Fates. Or no, that was Shiny Treasure EX, right? I'm sorry.
Paldean Fates too.
Yeah, Paldean Fates, same thing. Yeah, so I know they had that in there, but I'm talking like instead of the 70 baby shinies that you get in a set, you get 70 IRs of just juice arts with shiny Pokemon in it. Or maybe like make a set like to catch a shiny or something like that. And then have like all the trainers and the cards in certain positions trying to catch a shiny Pokemon. Like there's so many opportunities for cool artworks with that kind of stuff. Sure beats out the Pokemon.
Subset of stained glass trios would be really cool. If you had
that would be awesome.
You've got the SM210, you've got the Hidden Fates ETB promo. But yeah, do your legendary trios, do your starter trios, the initial, the middle, the highest evolution. There are so many things. I've said this so many times, and here's another question that goes right with it. The crossovers, throw clothes on them, make Pikachu wear the hides of the other Pokemon, wearing the Rayquaza hide, wearing the Charizard hide. It's endless, the things that they could do to make us collectively lose our minds. The one that PK has mentioned before, and I've talked about a bunch too.
Yep.
Super Smash Brothers. Like Super Smash Brothers, just get everyone in there. Give me an N64 Smash one, best Smash of all time, but then
Best
much
Smash
bigger
of all time.
cast. Much bigger cast with like the melee and with brawl and everything. So give me all of that, please. Take all my money.
That would be. Could you imagine that set coming out? Like, and I don't think it's too far out of the realm of possibility. Nintendo owns Super Smash Brothers. Like, you don't have to make Pokemon cards with Solid Snake on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't need to happen. But could you imagine like a Zelda walking over and seeing a Shroomus on the ground, something like that? Just cool. Like Mario looking at a Shroomish, like weird, like stuff like that would be freaking so cool. Like instead of Jins, it's Ghastlies and Haunters floating around in Hyrule. Like stuff like that would be so cool.
And I mean the obvious one now. You open up Instagram, the boo boos are everywhere. Give me some Pikachu boos. Pikachu boo boos or something.
Pikachu the boo boo.
Something is there. I don't know how to, but yeah, Pikachu boo boo. I don't know.
It's Beanie Babies with clips.
Yeah,
that's whole Laboo. That's why
I don't understand.
I know.
I don't
over it. It's the most insane thing, and they're not even collecting them. They're hanging them off their bags. They're getting ruined. Like, what are we doing?
I hear attrition. I hear. I mean, I think sealed ones are gonna stonk. That's bullish.
That have their own bags with their own Labubu's hanging off those bags.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it is like a whole. It's pretty deep. Pika Boo Boo.
Pika Boo Boo, Labuchu.
Pika Boo Boo.
Oh man.
Don't
yeah,
even
but
give Pokemon that idea. I'll be buying Labubus next. What are you doing, Dan?
Yeah.
Lego's gonna be hard enough to accomplish on top of everything. You imagine Labubus too?
Somewhere I actually have like keychain Quaxley things kicking around. Like Pokemon Center does sell tons of like little mini plush Pokemon. Like smaller than sitting cuties that you could throw on your bag or whatever. There you
Little
go.
guy right here. Yep.
Ah,
Shout out Danny Zard. What's up, homie?
I forget what Pokemon calls them, but they have like keychain little plush things.
Remember the
Yeah,
Burger King ones you would get?
oh yeah, yep.
This is back in the day. This is Vanna. She hangs out with me every stream. She's my Vanna White. She sits on top of my damaged die, my condition die.
nice.
Sometimes she holds signs. It's great.
There we go.
Hobby people should not shame other hobby people. There we go. Don't be yucking yums.
Don't yuck yums. Okay, you're right, Kiki. I can't get on board with the poo poos though. I just can't do it.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think it's funny to see them so much, and I truly am not like wishing poorly on them. I don't even know. Like, I don't know if people are actually speculating, investing. Is that a thing? Like, I haven't seen anything.
I'm sure it is.
I've not engaged with it further than like I follow a few people on Instagram that post about it. So like that's all I've seen. I've not like Google searched it. I've not looked into buying any. I truly don't know the extent of what's even going on with it. I just think it's funny.
I know they have like, so it's literally mystery bags. It's all blind bag stuff. So you don't know what you're getting until you rip into it. So you have to open them to see what you have. Obviously like Pokemon, but it's just like you have the whatever could be on there, you crack it open and there you go. So I guess there's some like really rare ones. I don't know, it's a whole thing.
And if you walk down the toy aisle, I mean, Lego has a ton of blind mystery things. Lego Pokemon is going to happen next year for the 30th. I would be shocked if there were no Pokemon Lego mystery type items. You walk down the toy aisle though, and
big bags.
Everything is random. Everything is mystery bags. It's funny. Well, it's interesting.
balls.
It's weird. I went to a charity raffle the other day. One of my wife's coworkers has kids that go to like a Catholic school near us, and we went to like a charity, like a basket raffle dinner thing for that. And it was funny. They had 100 and something baskets you could buy things and you put in, and there was a few different mystery bags added into the raffle. I didn't end up seeing what came out of them, but to look into the bags and see how many tickets were in each, there were tons of tickets in them. Tons of people were like, hey, it could be anything. It could be a boat. So they were just throwing their ticket in there. They're like, I've gone to the Crayola Museum. We went there last year, and they had like mystery merchandise in a bag, $50 retail value marked down to $30 in a mystery bag. It's seeing them out in the wild. It's just everywhere. It's everywhere. Like people, it's money allergies. People have money that they know they don't want. They have no idea what they want. If they see something, they can identify like, I don't want that for $5. I don't want that for $10. But if you say like $30 and it could be anything, take my money. Take all of it. That's just the way people work. It's weird. It's crazy.
Take all of it. It's funny that Crayola's doing that. Yeah, I think you mentioned it. It makes sense. Like they got to move through product too, I'm guessing. So stale stuff that's sitting, they probably put in those bags. But that store, like though you've been there, so you know, like they funnel you through the store at the end. Like that's how you exit is you have to go through the Crayola store to get out. So you got your kid that's been, jazzed up on crayons all day, and then you got to walk by. You got to do the walk through, and they got a lot of cool stuff there. Like the wall of crayons, you just pick individual crayon colors. Like it's pretty cool there.
Yeah. Jimmy wants to know, where do you foresee the long-term trajectory of the best sets in Scarlet and Violet relative to each other? Prismatic King and 25% more than 151, vice versa. I'm going to go 151 Prismatic Destined. And percentage-wise, I don't know. I think 151 hits $20 a pack before Prismatic does.
So I forgot. These blocks are so long. It's crazy that 151 is still Scarlet and Violet set. So that sometimes just slips my mind.
3.5, right? I think.
Yeah. 2.5, 3.5.
I think it's 3.5 and Shrouded is 4.5, I believe.
Okay. So that I think is the set of the block is 151 over Prismatic. So I'd go the same with you. I'd go 151 prismatic destined. From there though, it's really I think just Paldea evolved
Yeah.
for the Magikarp.
And Paldeum Fates up there.
Yeah, that would be up there too. I know people really have the Obsidian Flames is doing things for people. Like people are really digging Obsidian Flames right now. But yeah, those would be my top three, I think. And I agree. Like I think $20 is definitely more viable for 151 with the Pokemon they have chased in there compared to some of the other sets, especially when you consider pull rates and all of that. Can't wait to sell my 151 position.
I'll be buying them.
The triple dipper, baby.
I do think 151's number one. I'm gonna go Destined as number two though, and then Prismatic is number three.
Nice.
Okay, so not too far off.
No.
Yeah, and one big thing on
Sword Shield sets. Top three Sword and Shield sets for you.
Like I would go Evolving, Fusion, and then probably Brilliant.
Where's Crown?
Oh, I forgot. I completely so Evolving, Fusion, Crown. I'm looking at my oh no, because you have Celebrations in there too. Oh god.
Yes,
I'm gonna go
Sword
Evolving,
Shield
Fusion,
was
Crown
used.
still.
That whole that was a good block of Pokemon. I think they did well.
Yeah.
After Vivid Voltage, they really hunkered down. Although I have an affinity for like Champion's Path as well because I ripped a lot of that. Like I like those kind of sets also. But Crown Zenith number one. First
Crown number one
quality,
easy. Yeah.
Print quality unmatched too for Sword and Shield. Just beautiful looking print quality from the first run at least. Second, I'd probably go. Man, I don't even like Evolving Skies that much. Like I'm not. It doesn't do it for me. Like I think Lost Origin getting that Giratina.
Rose Giratina.
Rose Giratina. Listen, Walrus came over to the dark side. How have you? Didn't Kiki just say stop yucking yums, Nick? What are you doing over there? So I'd say Crown Zenith. Yeah, probably Lost Origin and then Fusion Strike because Fusion Strike just had a lot of cool. I mean, Celebi, Gengar, stuff like that. So
I think Crown is S+ tier, and then the next highest set is like B tier. Then you get down to your Evolving, Fusion, Brilliant sets like that. It's so hard to even rank a top three because like the one standout is just so much far and above.
I mean, there's no modern Rift that has that kind of feel to it. You just feel
Crown's
like you're
awesome.
not going to lose on any pack. It's so good. So good.
And I've seen a lot of YouTube videos, and I like the data videos. I like people looking at things in novel ways. But one thing I've seen a lot of people, and I don't know who did it first, but they look at like set value. I think Collector has within it a page that you can navigate to that shows like the value of every card added in the set. I kind of like it, but I also think some people take like really big leaps with what that data means. And maybe I'm the one that's wrong. Like, I'm not saying this is an absolute truth or anything. But people say, like, oh, the set value, if you bought every raw card in Prismatic, it's worth X. And that's 5 times more than 151. It's whatever percent more. So that means this ETB should be this much more than this. And I think people are going too far with some of those comparisons. I like it. I like the attempts that they're making there. But I don't even know what I'm trying to say with that exactly, but I don't know how much stock I would put into if you add, like, how many people are even completing entire sets? Some people definitely are, but how many people are completing entire sets these days? I think more going for it over the overall set value. I think Prismatic just has that lottery value. I think the fact that any one pack, and I think we've only pulled one God pack out of over 10,000 Prismatic packs opened. We've only pulled one God pack that had the Master Ball Eevee with all the SIRs. But the fact that you could is like, I think that'll be gambled on when it's a $20, a $30, a $50 pack. People will just YOLO rip one because it could be a God pack. More so than they will for sets that don't have that. I get that the set value is so many multiples of other sets, but I care more about like what is when you buy a scratch off ticket, and I don't buy any, but when people buy scratch off tickets, you can win. Some of them, the biggest prize is $1,000. Some of them, the biggest prize is $50,000 a year for life, or $1 million, or like even though the EV or the expected the expected value of that ticket is gonna be worse. Like the more and the larger prizes there are, the more losers there have to be along the way to fund that big prize. But I think that like really pushes sales. Like what could be, what's the highest high of that? If your biggest hit is $30, like we don't rip any Darkness Ablaze because it's your biggest win is an L if you buy a 9-pack lot. Like hitting the hit from the set is worth less than 9 packs cost, I think.
Yeah,
that is dark. That is Darkness Ablaze for sure. Like
And to an extent, they kind of are adjacent. Like sets that have higher total set values, not 1-to-1, not directly proportional, but to an extent that would be like there would be a correlation between total set value and maximum pack value, but it's not 1-to-1. And I think I like maximum pack value as much as anything.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, based on what's inside, but if you can't obtain what's inside, it's kind of hard to go with that. Again, and Prismatic's the perfect example. Like, you can go ahead and you can rip thousands and thousands of packs and still not pull the SIR you want because there's just so many of them. So I don't know if expected value, like, I don't think Prismatic's going to win by a landslide because it is just a dark set to rip. Unless people really enjoy that kind of degen and they really like that. Like, I've ripped a God Pack Prismatic. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's very cool. Like, I ripped one of the first ones that was like recorded. It was awesome. I had a great time doing it. But like, it's not replicable at all. Like, it's just like that's a one. Like, that was the coolest thing I think I'll have ever done on stream, because that was just like, what are the odds of that happening? Like, it's very small.
Yeah, I've still yet to hit one.
We've opened 13,000 packs, and as far as I know, I think we've done several Demigod packs, but we've only done the one that Ponga did relatively early on. 13,000 packs.
I was on my third ETB. I did it in like 30 packs.
That's crazy.
It was ridiculous, man. It was so ridiculous. And I was so confused on why that Master Ball was out front. I was like, what the hell is going on here? I was like, these are repacked. This isn't good.
Pokemon Lego Mystery is a future stonker retirement level stuff. You're welcome. What are you guys' thoughts on this card? I'm aware of it. I think they made 1,510 of them, right? The Chinese I'm thinking of the Mew. I don't know if I know which one is being. I read
like
this whole question.
And Psyduck, and then the Pikachu and Gengar.
Oh, when I read it, I was thinking of the Mew for some reason.
They're not numbered, right?
No.
Okay, just a small.
Okay, so I'm on a different card.
So for me anyway, I think the Pikachus are way too expensive. So I'm not doing anything with the Pikachus necessarily. But then like you've got the gem boxes that have Gem 1, you had the Captain Pikachu. Gem 2, you have the Umbreon.
He meant to ask about the Mew too.
Oh, well, forget what I was saying then.
I mean, continue on with what you're saying, but then we'll pivot to the 151 Mew.
Okay, so with those ones, I do like the idea of those ones. Because one, I just like those cards a lot better. The Pikachu and Psyduck, I'm not a big fan of. Pikachu and Gengar, that one does look good, so we'll see on that one. But the other ones I like better. They're cheaper. So I think there's more opportunity there. So I am buying some of those. I got a bunch of the Gem 2 boxes that I'm gonna open, and hopefully pull a bunch of the AR evolutions. Grade some of the other cards. So that stuff I am starting to dabble in a bit more. But yeah, I am starting to turn around on like Chinese stuff. Originally, I thought it was complete garbage. I questioned why people would buy this stuff when you can get like superior English or Japanese for not much more. But now English and Japanese are a lot more expensive, so it's starting to make a little bit more sense. And then with all the exclusive stuff that China's coming out with, um, it's so good, and it does make a little bit more sense now.
Yeah, there are
Gem
some
2
really cool
boxes
arts
are
coming out.
awesome.
Those are so much fun to open.
I got handed one pack of Gem 2, ripped an Umbreon alt art, instantly flipped it for $150, and then the price dropped to $90 the next day. Score. Like that was a win. Larry handed me the pack. I didn't even know like what the chase was. I saw the sleeping Umbreon, and I looked at him and was like, "Is this good?" And he goes, "Dude, you just hit the pole of the box." I was like, "All right, cool. Like, let's go." Had no idea, no clue. It was just that alt art, but I guess that's what they're doing. Like they're kind of focusing on, I guess, the alt art non-textured cards. I'm looking at the Pikachu right now. I mean, it's got a Dragonite and a Jigglypuff in it. It kind of looks like it's cartoony style a little bit, like almost like a funny page drawing. But yeah, I don't know. For $700, I think there's a lot of other product or cards in the hobby that I would sink $700 into than that.
Yeah.
Even the Mew, like that, the price for that is just going. That's what, thousands of dollars now, correct? Like
The
that's
Mew,
not even just,
the Mew is several
like
$1,000s. I'm seeing them
yeah,
on
like-
eBay right now, listed between $8,000 and $9,000.
what is that even? Let me find that. Chinese exclusive Mew.
The first few sold for it was like 3,000. And
Yeah,
then they all shot up so quickly.
I'm not engaging with it at all. Maybe, hopefully somebody will want to consign one with me someday. It would be cool to consign a big PSA 10, BGS 10, or something like that. But I'm not speccing on a several $1,000 card. I feel much more comfortable buying 1,000 151 packs or something like that. And maybe the Mew will do better, but if I had to pit that Mew against 1,000 151 packs, I think the 151 packs will outperform, and I'm constantly selling them. I'm not going to touch that card personally.
I'm looking at it right now. Kind of looks like the Pikachu from Surging Sparks. Kind of has that similar feel to it. I don't know. Not worth $9,000 in my eye. There's so much. Go buy yourself a poncho, guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd much rather own a poncho than that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'd buy before I'd buy that, but
Mario Pikachu, Mario Luigi. I mean, a full munch set, like raw, like you could do a lot. Also,
Yeah.
Nick, I want to apologize to you about that. I watched you auction off that Rowlet.
Oh, you killed me! You killed me!
I wanted to throw up. I was like, oh, I know how much he paid for that. And then I was like, do I bid on it? Like, that was going through my mind too. Like, do I bid on this now too? And I couldn't bring myself to bid on it. So I just watched it go for like half of what you paid for it. I felt so bad. You pulled the pin too early on that card, Nick. That was like card number 3. You're like, Beerski's here. We're going to auction off this card. I was like, no, don't do it yet.
I pulled the Mew up on screen. I thought it was going to be serialized. It doesn't look like it's serialized. It's just, it's out of 1,510, but you just have to trust them.
Yes.
I wish they'd hard number it. I used to own Trophy Pikachu cards. I used to own Art Academies. I no longer own any of them. I really like the idea of them hard numbering things. I'm not a big fan of the whole extra copy deal, and I feel like that would be a thing with these to some extent. But one thing I do like the idea of, I like the idea of like a theoretically known intended distribution card. Let's see what the pop is after a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, because we see 20,000 Moonbreons graded. And some people think that that's like half of every Moonbreon that was printed. Those people are insane. There's no way. There's tons of them that are still sealed and everything. But But this will give us like a better comparison. I did one time for Patreon. I went and I like, that's one thing I love about coins. Coins, you have known mintages. Like the 1916 D Mercury dime had this many hundreds of thousands, and there's this many graded, and it's nice when you can figure out like what percent of a card is actually reasonable to be graded. And a card like this disproportionately is going to have a higher percentage graded because it's awarded or it's delivered in a different fashion than being ripped from packs that you can buy all across the country, all across the world. So it's not going to be like apples to apples, but it's still interesting.
Yeah, that will be interesting.
I've thought about buying the gem boxes for the streams, but I don't know. I don't know.
They're a fun tear. It's all EVs, all evolutions. It's people want to see that. I mean, you can get them like the boxes are like $20 a piece if you could find them in the right spot when they first came out. And now they're like what, $60, $70?
Yeah, the Gem 2s got expensive, and they're holding pretty good.
We were selling them in Orlando for $70 in person. People were gobbling them up.
Oh yeah, no, the Gem 2s are so much more fun than the Gem 1 is good. Gem 2 is just so much fun.
Yeah, so that's going to be like that. I guess that's like their new high class stuff is the gem boxes. Like that's just going to be their high class roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, are you? I will say quick. It's 3:49. We plan on wrapping up at 4, so we're going to be here for another 10 minutes or so. Appreciate everyone hanging out with us through all those technical difficulties. But Nick, are you locked in for Cleveland? I'm definitely going to Cleveland.
I am not. I was going to go, but I am not.
Are you doing something else that weekend or just staying home?
I'm just gonna stay home and chill. I just don't want to see you.
So
no, there's a local show that I signed up for months ago, and it's that exact same weekend. So I'm gonna be at that one.
So let's end it by talking about where we're going to be the final week in June, because same weekend, I'm going to be Cleveland Collecticon. Let us know in chat if you're going to be there. Let us know if you're going to be at that lame little Chicago show that Nick's going to. Beerski, what do you got going on the final weekend in June?
I will be in Tampa at Card Party. Please check us out there. We do have 2 time slots for the eBay Live in-person streaming. So please check us out there if you're going to be at the Card Party show at the end of the month, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm flying down Thursday. I'm leaving Monday. We got a pretty cool Airbnb for everyone on the team. So that's what I'll be. And then 2 weeks after that, if you're in the know, and Nick, you should probably just come here to New Jersey anyway, but I am throwing Beerski Palooza number dos Friday. Thursday night, if you guys want to come early, obviously, everyone who was invited last year, all the homies are invited. Stop on by if you need to reach out to me for an address. I was going to do a TCG tournament, but so far, the only people that signed up for it were the 2 people in the finals last year. So we're probably going to sans that. Might lean heavily into Beer Olympics. Also, maybe a little bit of fun down at the river. Obviously, Dan, I think Dan's bringing Ponga in tow again, which is fantastic.
That's the plan.
I hear there's going to be a well-rested brisket along for the ride, hopefully nestled safely in the back seat with a seatbelt, because we don't want any accidents on the way there.
Ponga will be keeping tabs on the brisket during the ride down. I'll try to make sure that he doesn't end up eating the whole thing, but I'll probably do. You'll have to give me a head count. We'll talk as it gets closer, but I'll plan on a whole brisket, maybe some pulled pork, maybe something else. Awesome. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to that. I haven't made a brisket in a few months. I'm getting antsy.
Oh, you're getting itch.
A lot of pressure here.
I am gonna be sweating it a lot more than I normally do. Normally it's like a handful of I did one last year, because last year I got last place in my fantasy football league. We do a thing where the loser has to bring food to the draft. So it was like 10 or 12 of my buddies I brought for that. But this is gonna be next level, I think. I'm gonna be more worried. I see and engage with you guys more than I do most of my fantasy football league. So, but the The feedback was really good. Ponga confirms my meat is very delicious. The feedback was really good. I bring one to every Christmas. I bring one to Easter. I bring one to the fantasy football drafts, and I'm excited.
Oh my god, that's great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So, and then the show that'll be after that. It's kind of crazy. Like June, July, August, boom, boom, boom. Like I'm gonna be in Charlotte in the
Charlotte.
beginning of the beginning of April now, or beginning of August. Um, really looking forward to that. That's, I think, honestly my favorite show of the year every year. That was the first show I ever attended. Something special about Charlotte to me. I do love the city. That seems to be the one everyone goes to too. I mean, there's obviously two reasons to go. You're either gonna people get invited to Rusty's and go for that. People are going to Wonders and go for that, and then everyone gets together and just has a good time. Like, I think that's probably a top two drunk in my life was that night at that public house with Dan and his open IPA tab, and I just absolutely eviscerated myself. I've never felt so poorly the next day after drinking in my life, and I was up at 6 a.m. I just sent Luke the picture of me like taking a picture in the mirror and like for headshots and stuff. And once I started really looking at it closer, I should have never sent it. I look so bad, so bad, so bad. I was like, oh, these triple IPAs are going down so easily. Let me just keep drinking them. Mistake.
Yeah, that was a good time though.
That was a great time. It was great. I just
Oh
met all you
man.
guys. I was trying not to be a fool, and I got bombed. I got absolutely bombed. Great.
How much? That's an interesting topic. I think. Like, how much will travel be integrated into your new role, your new job with this team you've been talking about?
I mean, the way I see it is if there's opportunities at the shows to expand the brand, even if it's like not me, we should have some sort of presence there. Obviously going to Card Party, um, but again, eBay does shows at a lot of different spots. So definitely forward to seeing. Like I think any kind of engagement with the people that are interested in your brand or don't even know about your brand yet is very important. So I foresee us doing quite a few shows throughout the year. Obviously, we just got to get this first one under the belt. Everything's new. Once cash flow starts really ramping up and all that, obviously that'll open avenues for us. But I would like to have, at least personally, and again, I'm just a streamer. I'm not an owner. I don't make any of those decisions. But having a big presence at those shows is important, I think. Whether it's Card Party, Collecticon. I mean, hell, even some local shows that are getting pretty big, like you can hit those shows. I mean, New Jersey is kind of a hotbed for a lot of big Pokemon content creators. You got, Cool Trainer Ryan, you got Rev. There's quite a few big things like
Yeah, Beerski
in this
collects.
area that Beerski collects, I guess, that guy. That draw people into those shows. Like, so you get to see that kind of stuff. Like the TCNJ show, like that's a big one for
Yep.
people. So, it's exciting. It's interesting. I really looking forward to seeing where we can take, the brand and see what's going on.
You mentioned the two streams, but are you guys are gonna have a table as well? You guys are gonna have a table under. Oh, you're not gonna have
No
a table.
tables. No tables.
Okay.
I think we're just gonna go around and network. We're gonna shoot some content as well. So we got some stuff planned. I don't know specifics. This is just what I've heard from stuff in the back end on our side. But we'll see what all comes to be from all of that. So
Well, we're gonna be wrapping up here soon. I linked below if you want to go find Beerski on his Instagram, his YouTube, and he also has a podcast with one of my Pokemon streamers, Ponga. So I linked that as
love you,
well.
Ponga.
But if people want to follow along this journey of this new venture, where should people go? Is it like you're under PokeChef on eBay Live right now, right? And then you're under CNA Games like YouTube channel. I don't know if he's going to be covering any of this stuff or.
So we actually just launched our Discord as well. We do have a Cardinal gaming Discord for streaming stuff. So that's something that we have a couple people invited into, kind of like a soft launch, but that's where you'll be able to find anything about our streams. what times they start, any questions you might have, if there's products you want to see, all that. So we're trying to make like a nice central hub. BB's in control of that, so shout out BB for putting that together. That's really awesome. But yeah, check us out on eBay right now. We are still under PokeChef 954, so please search him. Go to eBay Live, you'll see us on there. But rebranding is coming. We'll be rebranded before, hopefully before card party. So stop at my table and buy something. What did BB say?
He says that the business as a whole doesn't have a table, but like some of the participants in it do. So BB has one.
There you go.
Maybe others as well. So definitely, if you're in Cleveland, find me. I don't know my schedule. I will post on Instagram as it gets closer. I'm going to be there as part of like a week-long family trip. I'm going to go a little early. I'm going to stay a little late. I'm going to hit up Niagara Falls on the way home. Nice. But I'll probably only do the convention one day of the two, not vending, but I'll be the very tall guy floating around, probably hanging around the MetaZoo setup if they have one there. I think they will.
Find Van Gogh cases. It's all right.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah.
I actually thought about that. Like, I generally like to bring cash. I generally like to bring cash just in case deals pop up. But given that I'm going to be going in and out of Canada, I probably can't bring. Oh, no. I need to look up into what you need to declare going in and out, and it would probably be fine to just do it. And like I've gone through the border several times. I've never had anything, but I don't want to risk anything like that. Bringing lots of cash and having it searched and seized and whatever, like that would be a nightmare.
Especially since Nick brought the Squeaks curse down on us today. So
yeah. But yeah, I think with that, we are coming right up on 4. Nick, what do you got going on? Anything to shout out? You're going to be live tonight?
Yeah, I'll be live tonight, tomorrow, Saturday night. But no, that's about it. Not much. Continuing on. July, Thrifty will be joining, so that'll be exciting. But that's still
looking forward to that. Looking forward to that big time.
We'll definitely be talking about that a lot more.
You got a good one in Thrifty for sure.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. That'll be exciting for sure.
I've probably got a couple.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, Beerski. That was good having you.
Yeah, that was fun. Anytime, guys. If I'm free, I'd love coming on. I love chatting with you guys. So this was a great time.
Yeah, very nice to have you. Thanks everyone being here, getting through those technical difficulties. I'll definitely, Nick and I will be talking on all these future Pokeflipz. I probably have a couple shakeups coming in the streaming area in the coming weeks, months. We'll see. I've been talking a while about wanting to add a third. Sky's there as the third streamer doing MetaZoo mostly. He might do a little bit of Pokemon. We're talking about what that might look like primarily on eBay Live. PK and Ponga pretty much have Fanatics Live locked down. But I kind of want to get almost like a floater as like a fourth person that might do a little bit of both, trying to figure out who that will be, how that will look. So there might be some updates on that in the future. And I do see Sky's lurking in here. So he's excited for that. But yeah, with that, hope everyone has a great rest of their week and weekend. And hope we get to see some of you guys at the end of the month at our various events. So we will catch you all later. Thanks, everyone.